Crooked Fanny playing dirty tricks in the courtroom. She always picks, bending the rules. She'd know win, but I won't let her get under my skin. Down in Georgia, where the blues run deep, crooked justice, a secret they keep. But I see through her lies, I see the truth. Gonna make her pay for what she do. Fanny's got a reputation to uphold, but her tactics are shady. Story untold, she thinks she's clever, but I'm on to her game. I'll expose her ways and put her to shame.
Hello, folks. We are live from the treehouse. Yes, I'm still in Michigan for another day. I will be traveling back to Sweden tomorrow. 8:30 p.m. tomorrow, I will be leaving the United States in the hope of returning somewhere around when the closing arguments in the Young Thug trial will be, which probably be a last minute travel, because as of now, nobody knows when that will be. Hello, folks. And yeah, hello the regulars, hello the unregulars, hello, folks, and welcome. We have gathered a few of the usual suspects and newcomers and somebody who hasn't been here for a while. But not here for a while. Hello, Doug.
Hey, Nick, how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing?
Great. I'm doing great. I'm doing great.
And we also have here Kayla.
Hi,
Hello. Okay, do we have an echo anywhere? I don't think so. I hope not, because I am technically insolvent and I can't do anything about it if it happens. And hope you're doing.
Echo? You still hear echo?
No?
No echo.
No echo, but I think your picture is frozen, Kayla. Oh, what? While Kayla figures things out, Cat.
Hello.
Hey, Cat.
Hey.
The
How
three
you
of us
doing?
have HyperX microphones.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have to hook it up to a PC to turn the LED off, and I haven't done that yet.
You have the fun colors.
Technically, this isn't mine. This is Dave's.
It is for right now.
It is right now. Dave, I'm the captain here now. Now, now we also have L. I'm hoping that is infamous Sylvia with another screensaver, because I don't remember inviting an L. But whoever you
I
are,
think I know L. I know L for Kayla's streams.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Kayla's back.
Kayla's back.
Kayla's back to help me get on. I'm sorry, y'all.
Oh, no worries, no worries. I was okay. Hey, she's more than welcome. She's more than welcome if she wants to show up. The more the merrier.
She knows everything. Let me tell you, Nick, she's the one that keeps my head on straight. She knows everything from day one.
We love those people who knows everything, because even though I've been here since May of last year, that's not near day one in this. No, I mean,
she knows everything.
Oh, then she's more than welcome to be here.
And she's best friends with Miss Tasha, Doug.
Oh, yeah? Whoa. My Diamante Kendrick, Yak Gotti's mom, Tasha. Tasha's the mayor of the Fulton County Courthouse.
Okay. Yeah, plans and yeah. This week we got a new fan club for Doug Weinstein's glasses in
All
court.
Yeah,
right.
for
Yeah,
sure.
There
and
we go. I'm
there's
trying to mix it
been
up.
there's been some guesswork. What will he wear today?
Uh-huh.
Y'all, I'm drinking
Okay.
lemon drop, so don't mind me.
Wow,
No,
nice. I'm
no,
saving
Got
my
my
crime
water.
scene. I'm saving my crime scene tape glasses for just the right moment.
My cup matches Doug's microphone sometimes.
Oh yeah, good
Mm.
deal. I
no,
know. I'm ready to break out and do some gaming and some.
Mm.
Not anyway. Yeah.
no,
Like gaming?
There you go.
I did find a Tennessee beer, Bear Walker, so that I'm having,
Okay.
and I also have something that I picked up for my travels. For you who don't know, I went to the Sasquatch Museum a week and a half ago, and I bought a Bigfoot shot glass.
That's
Nick,
very
I came
cute.
Excellent.
all the way to Atlanta to come to court to see you, and they told me that's where you were when I got there, and I was so mad.
Yeah, I only had 2 days, and I missed the two people I went there to see, Doug and Kayla.
And I'm always there. And then those 2 days,
Yep,
I
me
had to run
too.
down south,
Yeah,
run down south to Waycross and Valdosta and
yeah,
Cairo, and I missed you.
yeah. But when closing arguments arrive, when it arrives, if it is 30 weeks from now, which is March somewhere, or if it is 300 weeks, it's
I was hoping it was at least 27 because she said 30 weeks 3 weeks ago.
yeah.
So I was hoping we made it 27.
Mm.
All
So
of you should bite your tongue.
Yeah, there's no way.
yeah, but we are talking about the prosecution's team who on Thursday lunch said, how much time is it left? An hour 45. End of day. Okay, how much have you left? 45 minutes. Yeah,
It is hard to estimate these things.
yeah, it is. It is, unless you actually are sitting on the videos. Yeah, I might be on a slightly sarcasm mood today.
Not
Yeah,
me. I'm never sarcastic. So
yeah,
I
exactly.
never troll. I'm never sarcastic.
I'm very sarcastic. I was sarcastic. I mean, you were kind of sarcastic when your last Twitter post. I really loved it because that was one of my favorite things from court this week. Because
Yeah,
it's just like, are you serious, ma'am? You don't
yeah.
even
What
know
was?
what dripping means. My 5-year-old
Oh,
knows what
dripping.
dripping means.
Yeah, I mean, we need to talk about Cat.
We need to.
Please tell me you know
Yes.
what dripping is. Yeah,
Yes. I
look.
want to know if we know what dressing, like ranch dressing means too. That as a joke for someone that knows how to dress. We can't eat ranch dressing anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not known for my fashion statements, as you well can see. I know what dripping is, and I'm not even American.
Well, you know, our court reporter, the guys, the defendants taught our court reporter because she's very humane and she tries to treat everybody, you know, very well. So relationships develop over time, and they taught her drip check. So she would come into court in the morning with her Converse of the day, and she'd say drip check, and the guys would judge her. So to say that the state doesn't know what drip means is something else.
Yeah, and I told you on Twitter that please, for the love of everything, tell me that somebody from Yves Saint Laurent is going to testify for just for the snark of it and for the humiliation of his love.
Well, I have to tell you, when I heard about YSL, because obviously, well, not obviously, maybe that's not my music. When I heard about YSL, the IP, the intellectual property attorney in me, the first thing I thought was, oh my gosh, that's like trademark dilution.
Yeah.
So I haven't asked, but presumably, I said, if I was YSL's attorneys, I'd sue you guys for trademark dilution so fast. But I'm going to assume that issue's already been addressed by the label.
Yeah. Yeah, I would assume, since it's still around, that it has been handled somewhere else. Because if I don't misremember, Mr. Williams have been seen in a Yves Saint Laurent something at one point in time. So, but yeah, okay. Chat drip check. Yeah, don't judge me, or do. I, I went pew pewing today. Now I'm a real American. Oh, okay, but what else did we have? Yeah, Mr. Harvey went on a real tirade a couple of days ago when what was it against Miss Love made a hypothetical of some sort where
Well,
she
so
involved Mr. Nichols.
She made an
it was like
assertion.
quadruple hearsay, and then she tries to explain what everybody means in the hearsay.
Yeah, yeah, and
And
Mr. Harvey went ballistic, and I'm glad he didn't have the microphone on
we don't even know
because
what he said, Doug. What did he say? We don't even
Y'all don't know
know.
what he said? Y'all couldn't hear him?
no, he
Someone
didn't.
said Fox. Someone said Fox's cast of it caught the microphone, caught the sound somehow.
Mm.
Oh,
Even
I
though
heard
Law
what
and
he
Crime
said.
didn't.
I heard
What
what he
did he
said.
say? Tell us.
He interrupted Miss Love when she was speaking because she had, according to Mr. Harvey, she had like blatantly lied about something relating to, I think it was his client and Young Thug. I mean, according to Mr. Harvey, see, I'm protecting myself by saying all these things this way. Harvey contended in court that Miss Love just flat out lied, and it was clearly quite upsetting to him. But the judge asked him to stop and got him to stop, and then he made his objection very clear once his turn. And was he mic'd when he actually said his objection? Did you just miss the interruption?
Yeah, I think the interruption was really quiet. You could tell that he was yelling because of the way he was like in the camera angle. But it's crazy on the stream. You really can't hear the backside of the room when they're not mic'd up.
It's actually interesting that Mr. Harvey wasn't mic'd because he's always asking people to use the mic because he can't hear back there. But I think it was so of the moment he had to say something. The issue, I think, is that we have sat through a lot of lies. I'll say the word lies and misrepresentations because I've actually accused them of lying as well in court. We've sat through a lot of lies and misrepresentations by the state. And sometimes it can just get to be too much and very difficult to contain.
Yeah, and Miss Love has been told off on a few occasions, and I asked this backstage, and I will ask every one of you: at what point is how many lies can an attorney tell the court?
When you're the prosecutor, that's a lot.
Well, I just want to say this, Nick. Like, what bothers me the most is that, and I said this the other day on my live, is that as a lawyer and a law student and a former prosecutor with these same individuals, I think I was extremely naive to believe that people don't lie, lawyers don't lie, prosecutors don't lie, and it's not till I was lied on in 4D multiple times, and I witnessed people lie in 4D multiple times that I realized, and I had to apologize to like people like Miss Tasha, like she's calling me saying they're lying. I'm like, girl, they do not lie. Prosecutors do not lie. That is not a thing. Like, you just don't like what they're saying until I actually see, oh my God, they're in here lying.
Yeah. Sean,
I don't want people to get the wrong impression, though. I mean, for the most part, right? For the most part, lawyers don't lie to the court. I mean,
yes,
I rarely see it. It doesn't. It's not in the interest. First of all, it's against our rules of professional responsibility, right? Kayla, we can't lie. We have a duty of candor to the tribunal, so we can't lie to the court.
In court,
right?
Ever.
We have a duty of candor, so we can't lie to the court under our professional rules. And then, in addition to that, it doesn't serve us in our careers to lie to the court because all we have with a judge is our credibility. And as a lawyer, again, Kayla can vouch for this, you don't want to undermine your credibility. So I don't, for a number of reasons, practical, professional, I don't lie to a court.
No. Hi Doug. I don't know. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, but I admire the work you and I see the rest of you, the attorneys in that courtroom, as like Murder Incorporated at this point. You guys are doing God's work in there. I will say that much.
Thank you.
But yes, we don't lie. This is one of those rare times where it's happening. And it's the worst part about it is everybody's watching this thinks this is what happens all the time.
Yeah.
And the amount of damage that's occurring here is,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm in Ohio. I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. I'm a defense attorney here. And I hear judges talking about these cases, like what's going on down there. It's boggling their mind.
Yeah, this is. I hope people that watch this can appreciate this is not normal. Like so much about this trial is not normal. Trials are usually relatively, I don't want to say boring, but often boring affairs where it's a matter of a very orchestrated presentation of evidence to a jury. There are no surprises, or very, very few. Especially in civil, there's zero surprises. So this whole situation is not normal. It's not. I've been telling people for 25 years trials are not like the movies. They're not like TV. And then this trial comes along and makes me into a liar.
Yeah, I agree, because it's so mind-boggling to witness this, knowing, because I've been telling people, no, I do labor law, so I nowhere near any criminal situation. Well, I am, but then I have to hand it over to the criminal attorneys. But as Doug said, this is making us all liars, because when in a trial setting, nothing should be a surprise to anybody. What you're seeing in court should be more like a theater play. Here are the actors, here are the defendants, here are the prosecutors, there's the judge. Everybody knows what's going on, and then you have the jury, which you present to. And nobody on either side should be surprised. And, well, it's hard to not be surprised by the prosecution when they outright lie about things that are in the transcript, black and white in the transcript. It's mind-boggling.
It's mind-boggling. It's to the point where I just want to piggyback on what Doug said. How it's not normal, and it's not normal. And this situation has made me. Every time I go before a judge, I say, "Thank you for being so honest and for being so kind." At the end of a hearing, and I say to prosecutors who are honest, "Thank you for being an honest prosecutor." And I'm sincere and genuine when I mean it, because my mind is blown. And they all know what I'm talking about, and they're all supportive of the statement, because the whole judiciary, and I guess I can't speak for people, but everybody's shocked.
Yeah. And speaking of hybrid gangs, oh my God. What was it, 2 or 3 days ago? When the prosecution said, well, this is a hybrid gang because it consists of both Crips and Bloods. And my jaw dropped, because that is not the definition of hybrid gang they told us back in March and April. I mean, so they are making stuff up as they go along. And for now, this is a little bit out of my wheelhouse, but Crips and Bloods would never be in the same criminal gang. Never. I mean, it's like having, oh, here's the Hells Angels and the Bandidos, and they are forming a joint motorcycle club. No.
Well, I think it just goes to demonstrate that YSL is not a gang, which is what we've been contending all along.
And I think what even more demonstrates that YSL is not a gang is that what type of gang everybody tell on everybody? When have you ever seen a gang? Usually in RICO and gang cases, nobody is talking, and they really have to work. Everybody in this case, in my opinion, is working on their own accord, at the direction of their own self, for their own reasons. It's not to in the furtherance of anybody but themselves.
Yeah, I agree. Because it's nobody, as you said, no, if you go back a number of years with the New York mob and stuff like that, you more or less have to pay a snitch in the region of millions to even have that considered with then the fake identities and everything, and off they go. And here we have people who are constantly snitching because YSL is not a gang in that regard. It's a music label with.
But remember, they have experts saying it's a gang. So that's all that matters.
They need like 4
And they have
experts to
detectives
say
with
it.
no reports that
Mhm.
have been investigating for 10 years without a report. Okay, guys,
Yeah.
I'm
Well,
sorry. I
they've
have to
had.
jump off. Nick, you're gonna kill me. I'm at a CLE, a
Oh,
learning conference for lawyers.
oh,
Hmm.
oh.
Are you gonna go over Brady? No, I'm kidding.
No.
Yeah, we did go over a lot of. So we went, oh, guys. Okay, I'm not gonna take over, but so we go over treating judges right, and everybody looks at me, and I'm like, oh my god.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I am so thankful that you guys continue to do this, and I'm so grateful for everybody on here.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm so
Yeah.
thankful that you show up. Every time I send you a link, you show up and talk to us. So thank you so much.
See you next week,
Thank
Kayla.
Yeah, you will see me on Monday. I'm back in Atlanta. I'm in Athens right now. I got accepted into a trial lawyers program. It's called GTLA Lead, and we do CLEs and a justice tour. And we specifically work on donating the PAC, which contributes to keeping legislation good
Mhm.
in the state of Georgia. So I'm here trying to make sure that the laws stay right, that the laws stay good, and learn and be better for you guys.
Okay, well, you
Aw.
keep fighting for them to give us video outside of evidence reviewer that we can review in any type of.
I
We need
Yeah.
a
can't get that in
statute on
any
that.
case. In Fulton County, it's
We
impossible.
we
Okay.
need a
I,
statute passed. There's a bill in the legislature that dies every year about that.
okay, send it
So
to me, and I
you
will
work on
push
that,
it.
Kayla.
We
Thank
we
you.
we have a day at the Capitol. Send it to me.
You got it.
You got.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I love
Thank,
y'all.
love you.
Bye
See ya.
bye.
Now, when it comes to uh, especially one of these supposed experts, Miss Gaither,
Mhm.
who left the force after 19 years before full retirement, which almost never happens if there isn't reasons to it. And then I believe the Cobb County, she worked for a few months and then decided, no, this is not for me. Here comes my line of working. I do labor law. There is a do not talk about what do you call it? The DNR? No, the do not disclose, D&D or whatever you call it in the United States.
Like an NDA?
NDA. Thank you.
There you go. Thanks, Kat.
Yeah.
+1 for the non-lawyer.
There you go.
There you go. Yeah, there should
I have so
be,
many different Indies. Go ahead.
Yeah, there should be at least 2 of them. One, why she left the police force, and 2, when she left the Cobb County District Attorney's office, because nobody leaves those jobs. Those are high-paying jobs, and I've handled quite a few of those myself. There should be somewhere around there a non-disclosure agreement. Now, how you get them, that's a whole other story. So don't know if Doug or anybody else on the defense side knows, but there should be something there. But
I have no idea if former government employees have NDAs like that. If it would be it might be against policy for them to have NDAs like that. I have no idea. Do y'all know?
I would be very surprised if they had it. But
yeah, I wouldn't expect to see NDAs.
But the government acting all wild and cavalier in the situation wouldn't be a surprise either, though.
Yeah, but they've had 3 gang experts so far testify that YSL is a gang. a hybrid gang, which
And all of them are retired. Amazing.
Mm.
so they've got
Mm.
2 more that they plan on bringing on, but hopefully I push back enough on that the judge won't let 2
Now-
more gang experts come in and give duplicative testimony, cumulative testimony. We'll see.
Well, I can just say, as with my training and expertise after 30 years in labor law, she did not quit voluntarily. She got the option. That is my... I can't attest to it in an affidavit because I'm not an American and I'm not everything that, but yeah.
Well, being the generally risk-averse lawyer that I am, I will not comment one way or
Yeah.
the other on that.
Yeah. Good choice. Good choice. I have to say, first, thank you, Otto, for 10 memberships. I don't have everything up and running, so you who were given that, hey, you now have access to all my members-only content and your own emojis. And once I get to it, access to my Discord. And, Otto, again, 15. Thank you, Otto.
Nice
That's
job,
cool.
Otto.
Nice job. Nice job. Boom.
Can I ask a question of y'all?
Sure.
I have a question for y'all. Because, of course, I'm in the courtroom, so I'm not following the stream. There was the moment in court where the judge scolded the prosecutors for not following up with her order that they seek those reports that Max Shart is always going on about, that we don't have a lot of police reports, we don't have notes, we don't have a lot of things we're expecting, and he had ordered them to go back and ask again, and they had failed to do that. Did y'all see that portion of the trial this week?
Yeah.
Yes, where
Yes.
Atkins ran out to handle it.
Where Atkins ran out to handle it. Now, Twitter is saying that Miss Love said something to Atkins, ADA Atkins, before he ran out. Did y'all hear? Because I was in a steel mill for 7 years. I would go to rock and roll clubs all the time and these little dive bars. So my hearing is terrible. I can't hear her
clipped
say
it,
anything.
I think. Or I
Oh,
timestamped it. I timestamped it. I can find it. I heard her
Did-
say
say
what sounds like
something.
don't call, but it sounded like it looked like Atkins was already out, possibly of earshot, and she was possibly trying to say something to Hilton, which doesn't really fit the context to me. It was really quick though, so it could be she didn't realize Atkins walked away and thought he would hear it.
Okay, I'm just curious what y'all's thoughts were on that.
I wasn't sure what it was, but you could tell she said something. I couldn't hear it too well either.
Yeah, she's in an unfortunate, as far as the camera goes, the prosecutors are in an unfortunate position in the courtroom where their
That's a shame.
laptops get picked up, their conversations get picked up. The advantage, the plus side, and I would switch tables with them any day. The plus side is that they're next to the jury.
Yeah.
And social science has done studies that show that proximity breeds familiarity and a degree of affection. So they're getting that, which we're not getting. So I would do the swap, even though it would entail perhaps being listened to a little bit. But that's not an option.
Well, even better, if you were to take that table, if you were to show up over that table, they would immediately say, "No, we demand to sit next to the jury."
Well, that's how
know.
it's set up.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Yeah. At least in
They
Georgia,
know.
it's that way.
Yeah.
It's that way here too, but they know there's a reason for that too. So
Yeah, it's advantageous to be next to the jury, especially they've changed the jury configuration. I don't know if y'all know the way it was set up before versus the way it's set up now. But prior to this extended break that we just had, 3 or 4 members of the jury were actually seated in front of the jury box, very, very close to the prosecutor's table.
wow.
Because of the jury box being relatively crowded when we started off with 18 jurors. So since the new judge has come in, they've moved all the jurors back into the box. So they're a little further away, but they're still really close.
Yeah. I noticed that because I do remember if it was day 2 when the camera got the front row of the jurors.
Oh yeah, they were clipped in there. Yeah.
Yeah. Lucky for me, I had my one of these up at the time, so Mr. Jingles covered their faces, so I didn't catch it. And for you, and for you who don't know, We are all a part of the Mr. Jingles Viking Thug hybrid gang.
Do you want to listen to the clip? I queued it up if you want.
Oh, yes, please. Yes, please.
I think she might say probably don't got him instead of don't call now that I'm listening to it. But let me share this and we'll see what you guys think. Big in this. Oh, yep. Okay.
Mr. Atkins, you could have done it.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll go make a phone call now.
Okay.
And can I mention something? It came out during.
Okay.
And can I mention something? It came out during trial.
Okay.
So you can hear her. I think
I
she
hear
said
that,
probably
yeah.
don't got him instead of don't call now that
Yeah.
I'm hearing it twice.
I am too.
Yes, Your Honor. I'll go make a phone call now.
Okay.
And can I mention something? It came out during
Does
trial.
it show up on closed captioning?
It's very hard to hear. I don't know that. I
Yes,
don't
Your
think
Honor.
it, now that I
I'll go
hear
make
it
a phone
several
call.
times, I don't think it's anything
Okay.
nefarious.
And can I mention something? It came out during trial, during a
No, I
motions
didn't catch
hearing.
it.
No, not in
Yeah.
the captions.
We don't got him. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Mm.
Now, I do have a guy that does the audio enhancement for the Jodi Arias trial. I can send it off to him to do an isolation. So, but I also hear don't got him. But
Well, I am not, just so it's clear, I'm not requesting that, but I was just
No.
curious what y'all heard.
yeah, yeah. But I mean, somehow one question I have that boggled me a bit is that over and over again they are referencing what the interviews and phone calls and everything. It should be written down, but so far the judge has only asked the prosecution to go get it via order. Is there any point in time where they can ask the custodian inside the police department to go up to the judge and say, no, we don't have them? Because so far it's just hearsay.
Well, those I don't know how it works in Ohio. In Georgia, those records that law enforcement has are deemed to be in the custody and control of the
Right.
prosecution of the DA's office
Likewise,
as well.
yeah.
So asking the DA's office, and they being lawyers with their obligations of professional responsibility and their duties of anyone to follow the order of the court, are supposed to be retrieving those. There was this data loss in Fulton County about 2018, and I know the loss of a lot of reports is being blamed on this,
Yeah.
whatever it was that happened in 2018.
Yeah. Coincidentally, it only affects the things that are negative to the
Mhm.
prosecution. Isn't that strange? um,
Doug, are you? And I was going to ask you because I covered this last night. I do a weekly show.
Yeah.
Speaking of lost data, the things that are going on in Cobb County, how has that been fixed, or is that still completely messed
It's
up
still
down there?
ongoing. They're still
Okay.
trying to get that straightened out. But I think the difference is I believe that they are,
Mhm.
making accommodations, I think is the best way to say it. In other words, I don't think that I don't know this 100%, but for example, I don't think they're issuing bench warrants and things like that when people don't show, given that they seem to have such significant problems of getting the notices out. Would you go ahead and explain to that so people know what
Yeah,
you're talking
sure.
about?
So guys, Cobb County, I believe it's north of Fulton County. It's one of the ones around Atlanta. They were switching over a lot of their stuff in the clerk's office to new software, and the conversions didn't go right. So everything has been a mess. Notices aren't going out to the right people for right cases. Things are being scheduled improperly. So even attorneys don't know when they're doing things. People trying to look things up don't know when their cases are. Documents have been lost. Filings have been lost. Apparently, the e-filing system has ground to a halt, and it's gotten very, very, very bad down there. And I covered it last night. I was so surprised it got to the point where the clerk had said, "Sorry, we're not accepting filings today." I'm like, come
Yeah.
again? How does that work?
Yeah, they've got some things to work on. I have some cases in Cobb, not a huge number. I'm going to guess, I don't know, a dozen, 20, somewhere in that range. And of course, since I'm in YSL, everything up there is kind of on hold for me. So
Yes.
it's
You're
just a
in
matter of my.
YSL?
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God! An overt act and further into the conspiracy. There I go again.
Gotta
Oh,
clip this out. I gotta clip this out for ADA Love. Hold on.
Yeah. No, they're monitoring all my media, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Hi guys.
yeah.
See you in court Monday.
Well, I hope they don't see all of my coverage because I may or may not have had a word or two that is improper to say to a prosecutor, but I will, in my defense, I would say it to her face. So
I know
because
people are. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
no, keep going before I say
I know
too
people
much.
are all over Miss Hilton, but I still like Miss Hilton, despite everything that's gone on in the courtroom. I still think she's probably a very good lawyer, but we all have bosses is the issue, right?
Yeah.
That's
And
very true.
yeah, but we had this up for a couple of weeks ago that before all this with the ex parte, Love and Hilton was more or less always color coordinated. And
Yes.
since then, they aren't.
Well, I think when the jury's back, they'll go back to that. It's kind of interesting. We noticed that early on. It's not just Love and Hilton. It's all members of the prosecution team.
Mhm.
Like until recently, they've been bringing 5 and 6 people, prosecutors, to court
Yeah.
on a regular basis, and all of them would be color matched.
Mm.
And it is intentional. They're doing that on purpose.
Yeah.
It reminds me a little bit of when I was young and my family was in retail, and everyone that worked in the jewelry department, they would all every year they would get a new sport coat that was all in a particular color, and they would all wear this color sport coat for that year so that customers knew who worked there. And the bringing out of the new sport coat in the spring was always a big deal in my family. Anyway, whenever I see them color coordinated, I think of the Standard Sales Company.
Yeah, but as I see it, they aren't color coordinated anymore, and that it's quite, especially now. Well, it might be because the jury isn't there, the entire team isn't there, and that's interesting.
Yeah, I don't quite know what's going on because I think if I remember, even when the jury was back last week, they weren't coming in force. Now, part of that could be most of last week, all they were doing was playing back Mr. Copeland's police interrogation. So maybe they didn't need everybody there at the time. Now, I know Mr. Uhelski is no longer with the prosecutor's department, with the DA's office. But the other folks are. So maybe they'll be back next week, especially when we get to cross.
Yeah. And still, one of the funniest things in this trial, I don't know if I'll mention it, but I will gladly mention it again. One of the first times the DA brought up with one of the first experts, Belknap, whatever his name is.
Belknap, yeah.
Yeah. They were talking about how the bloods and the color of red is associated, and the entire, both Miss Love and Miss Hilton was wearing red. I found that extremely amusing.
Yeah, well,
I actually have a funny story kind of relating to that. When I was a public defender, I had this nice kind of like orange burnt bronze shirt, and I wasn't paying attention when I wore it the day I was actually in charge of running the guys in the bullpen. So I'm wearing my suit, and I've got this just nice. And it was I heard more than once comments from the judge like, "Oh, you blended in very well with your, you guys color coordinated today." So.
It's like a few days ago when we watched Thorpe and Gaither in broad prison stripes in the interview room. Also extremely amusing.
I don't remember who told me this, but the DA prior to Fonnie Willis was Paul Howard. He was DA for years and years. And someone had told me that Paul Howard had all of his female prosecutors wear wedding rings when they were before a jury, because I think there was a theory that wearing wedding rings made them more likable to a jury.
Huh.
Just
I don't
standing
know
there
if
going
that's
like
true.
this while they're making arguments.
I don't know.
Yeah.
It's interesting. And I'm married and don't wear a wedding ring, so I guess I'm giving up an advantage I could possibly have if I were to put a ring on.
They would have to have great vision to tell from across where you sit
I guess so. Yeah, I'm pretty far away. I mean, I'm
Need
not as
like
far
a
away as
giant
Mr.
ring.
Harvey. Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but oh, one of the another thing that I found when I went there, I got Mr. Harvey's business card. That's an amazing one. On the front side, do I still have it? No, I have it in my suitcase. You see the Bruce Harvey, attorney of blah blah blah, all of that, and it says on the front end something of the effect of "Stop talking," and then you turn it around and it says "Seriously, STFU," which is, well, bluntly, but yeah, that is good. And I
It's
have
always good advice.
Yeah, and I have in my merch store, I have doormats that says I invoke my Sixth Amendment rights. And people buy it not for themselves, but for people who might not be aware that they can do that, even when cops are at the door. So it's a good reminder for people who like to talk.
Yeah.
Mm.
Those asking for me to comment on the judge, that will never, ever happen.
Nope.
You can stop asking me on Twitter and everywhere else. I'm not going to do it. It would be against my client's interest for me to comment kind of one way or the other.
Yeah, but this is a good question overall. Is the jury finding guilt innocent of each of the 56 count of overt acts? Also, is it true that only one count or act is needed for all to be guilty? I heard that from the prosecution's team, that it would be enough for one of the overt or underlying acts to find a guilty verdict would mean a guilty verdict against all of them. I'm not entirely sure that is correct.
We're going to be arguing a lot of those issues when it comes down to the end of trial where we're putting jury instructions together.
Yeah.
It is true. I'll answer the part that I can clearly answer now. As to the 56 counts in the indictment, and I guess for people that didn't really look at the indictment or have more to do in their life than study the indictment in the YSL case. So there's a RICO count, that's count 1, and that RICO count has 190 something acts. I can't remember the exact number off the top of my head.
194, I believe.
194 acts. Those acts are broken up into either predicate acts or overt acts. And predicate acts are particular criminal activities that are specified in Georgia's RICO statute. And so they need to find a couple of predicate acts. And in addition to that, there's overt acts, and overt acts can be things that are completely innocuous First Amendment, protected acts, like pictures, music, all kinds of things can be overt acts. And so let me back up. So in that count 1, there's all those acts, and then we have the 56 counts of the indictment. The jury has to find with respect to all 56 of those counts, and then different defendants are named in different counts. So for each of the counts, they have to find, with each defendant with respect to each count. As far as count 1, that's really complicated, and we're going to be arguing about that, and it would be kind of premature for me to go there yet.
Yeah. But a theory I've heard, which again, not practicing in the United States, but if they are found not guilty on the 2 murders, doesn't the statute of limitations of those 2 disappear, and the statute of limitations of the others reappear?
Well, when my client is found not guilty of the murder that he's accused of, that's a determination of the court. They can't try him again for that. So the statute of limitations on the murder doesn't matter because he's been found not guilty. As far as the RICO, that's a whole different count. And the murder is just one of the predicate acts that's alleged in the RICO. So the fact that you have knocked that predicate act away doesn't mean that the RICO goes away. I'll tell you one thing that everybody agrees on between the defense and the prosecution, which is they need to find one overt act. They need to find overt acts that occur, at least one overt act that occurred in the last 5 years prior to indictment.
And then,
that is an area, one of the rare areas that we don't disagree.
yeah, and that brings us to the what's it called? The intrinsic. No, damn, what's that word?
Yeah, the intrinsic
Intrinsic.
acts that they want to
Yeah,
tack on after the indictment
yeah, which
that did
all
not
of us.
happen transactionally.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
that brings us to the within the 5 years, because I believe that is pure tactics from the prosecution's team. But that those are a bit harder to say is in furtherance of the gang, the alleged gang. But to me, it's a bit telling that they try to get these in now when they realize the weakness, hopefully, of their original. Uh, yeah,
Well,
it's
I have not argued this in court yet, but so I'll leave it be. I'll pose it as a question. You know, those acts do have to be in furtherance of the conspiracy. Y'all have been watching the trial pretty closely. You can tell me how good a job you think they've done showing that the particular acts that they have put on evidence of have been in furtherance of the conspiracy.
For me personally, but I'm somewhat biased. For you folks out there, yes, this is a biased channel. I full-heartedly believe in innocent until proven otherwise in a court of law. And that means the scale is not 50-50, not 25-75. It's 100% of the burden is on the prosecution. And I'm kind of still there after 116 days of trial.
Well, the prosecution's not through putting their case on yet. We haven't even had an opportunity to put our case on yet. So
Yeah.
I think I would ask everyone to withhold judgment until you've had an opportunity to examine everything. I'm sure that, like any case, we'll have good days and bad days ahead. I would think that if the past is prologue, that there'll be more good days than bad. But you have to roll with that and be prepared for it. And I think we are.
Yeah, and when I talk to Dave and other lawyers, even the best of cases, it's still a coin flip for the defense, because there are people out there that believe, well, they are charging them, they must be guilty of something.
Well, that is a common attitude, right? I mean, Kat, you probably see that in your channel, people that think, well, if they wouldn't have been indicted if they weren't guilty, right?
Yeah, usually it's mostly static comments. They don't really, I don't know if they don't feel like participating in the chat, or they just happen to catch the streams late, or they're just not actually watching. They're just seeing the video and coming to comment. But it's usually a static comment that will have that rather than something in the chat, which is, it's just something interesting that I've noticed.
Well, we certainly have had jurors that were called in for this trial that were excused because their attitude was, well, if they weren't guilty, they wouldn't have been indicted. And that's just not the way. First of all, it's not the reality, and it's also not the way our system is designed. You know, you can indict anyone for anything, pretty much.
Let's see here. Are all of you okay? All of you defense attorneys are amazing. Being a spectator watching this trial, the prosecution are, I don't know that word.
That's a fan of The Wire. That's a fan of The Wire right there.
Okay, I didn't see that show.
Or a Greek person, or both.
Or both.
Yeah, it could be both.
And Welsh
Thank
lady,
you on behalf of the defense attorneys.
I honestly don't believe jury will understand the wiretap. Yeah. I can't hear anything, and I'm completely opposed to anybody producing an alleged transcript to the jury. This is what we believe is said, because that is narration, and narration. Yeah, I've seen it in other trials. I don't like it.
Well, we have certainly. Go ahead, Kat. I'm sorry.
I was saying, I think there's just like this weird, it's kind of a catch-22 conceptually with things like the wiretaps, where we have these unidentified parties, right? The jury's got to wonder, who are these voices? Even the ones that are the co-defendants, sometimes it's hard to understand whose voice is whose. But then you have these stories that they're trying to get in about the intrinsic acts. And one thing I keep thinking is, at the same time, the state is trying to argue that they're trying to bring down this YSL gang. What confidence do you have in them doing that if they're still trying to make the argument that gang activity is still occurring? And then you also see all these people that have deals where they're not, they're out, they're free, or they were never charged. It just seems like such a conflict in the perception of the justice system.
Yeah.
Are you really stopping the gang if you're still alleging the gang activity is still ongoing in 2023?
Well, I certainly argued in my bond motion, the last time I argued bond, which I think has been about a year, that the state came in, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to use years with this trial. The state came in the summer of 22 when everybody was trying to get bond and said, we can't bond any of these people out. None of these people can get bond. They're all far too dangerous. And then they pled out, I don't know how many, 3, 4, 5 defendants, pled them out for essentially time served, which is great. I'm glad they got it. But if they were so dangerous that you couldn't give them bond, but you can plead them out for time served, I brought that up to Judge Glanville. I felt that was inconsistent. And so when the prosecutor tells you, Judge, hey, these people are too dangerous to let loose on the street, that my client is too dangerous to let loose on the street, I want you to remember they said the same thing to you in the summer of 22 about these half dozen people that they pled out in December of 22. So I think I would take their proffers with a grain of salt.
Yeah, and also having Woody on the stand as this important witness for the prosecution, and when it became clear to Woody, oh, they can't charge me for anything. Yeah, we shot him up. The father's hair salon,
barbershop, yeah.
Wife and Lucci's father's barbershop.
Yeah. Why did you do that? Well, we couldn't find the other one. I mean, you're letting that guy walk? When he's not, what is he, an unindicted co-conspirator? He has no plea deal in this even. Yeah, and now he's immune. Now he has immunity. He's immune for what he said. They can't use it, but I will argue to the end of time, he is not immune for prosecution, which the prosecution and the judge alleges. He isn't, because there might be 2 years from now a federal prosecutor that says, well, they screwed it up. I'm going to do it better. And I'm going to start with Woody, because he doesn't have federal immunity.
I'm just glad that he got on the stand and more or less, for the most part, has told the truth versus what he did when he was trying to feed the police whatever it was he thought they wanted to hear so that he could stay out of jail.
Yeah.
And I'm glad he's finally fessing up to that.
He had the suit drip, so he was credible that day when he was saying all that.
Yeah, he started off in a suit, right? And then he went to, he had like a nice kind of Letterman style jacket the next day. And then third day, I believe he was in a t-shirt.
Yep.
And we'll see how he shows up next week.
Yeah, it was really interesting because I was in court and saw Woody in t-shirt. And
Oh, yeah. I was traveling that day.
Yeah.
To our great state.
Yeah. And I must say, watching Woody watching himself was really interesting, because that we don't get in my screen just died.
Did it?
Okay. I still love the hot mics. We heard the hot mics when he was on watching himself.
Yeah. I mean, I like that little friendly banter that he had with Miss Weaver, the court reporter.
Yeah.
Again, she sees the humanity in everyone.
I think that's dangerous for who he's hostile to. So maybe he'll be hostile to the defense too, but right now he's definitely been hostile for the state. We know that for a fact. And I think seeing him be friendly with Weaver really humanized him and could have made him likable to the jury. So until he's hostile to you guys, that's very helpful to the defense.
YouTube, keep talking. There's something wrong with my screen here. I will be right back.
We're going to keep chatting while you fix that. And then I'm going to have to drop off when you return.
Okay. Good timing.
Yeah, right. That's what I was going to drop off. My son is here. I have to go feed him dinner. Who knows what he'll get into the Cheetos or something.
Be careful how you use the term cooking. That's a term that the youngins use.
There I go
It
again.
might sound like gang conspiratorial slang.
There I go again. I know all this slang. It's so, but you know what's funny? I tell these guys, the slang is cool now, but when you're 60 and you're still using those words, that will be viewed as not cool at all.
Oh, the chat loved the doobie moment from Bruce Harvey. The chat loved it.
Doobie
over a nice steak.
Moment.
That's what Doug's having for dinner, you guys.
It's unfortunate that the folks watching this trial have not gotten to see much of Bruce Harvey, because he is a wonder to see in court. It's just that for a number of reasons, he's not spoken up much. But when the time comes, you'll get to see he's the most colorful person in the court by far when that time comes.
Yeah, I still remember his Second Amendment argument, November 15th last year. He made a Second Amendment argument about you can't have these, and the history of everything on how he put everything together in order to make the argument. No, you can't use the gun charges against these people because the statutes really don't support it.
No, I think the argument, if I recall the one you're talking about, Bruce is brilliant. He's not only a great trial attorney, he also is a great appellate attorney. That's a mix you don't see very often. Brian also has that mix. But Bruce has been arguing that under our totally insane Supreme Court of the United States, not of Georgia. Now, he doesn't call them insane, but anyway, the way that they have been interpreting the Second Amendment and saying you cannot read the Second Amendment as prohibiting any type of gun possession or gun ownership that wasn't present at the time the Constitution was ratified. Because our Supreme Court says you have to go back to the original meaning at the time of ratification. So at the time, there were not statutes that barred, and it was not custom to bar felons from having a firearm. Therefore, all of our statutes that bar firearm possession by a felon are unconstitutional. And that's the argument he was making. And it's a very smart argument to make. But policy-wise, of course, it's a very difficult argument to make. And I don't think our U.S. Supreme Court often thinks through some of their rulings as to the implications of their rulings. So, if you want to be pro-gun and you make a ruling that broadly, there are repercussions of that.
Yeah.
I'm so sad Sean dropped off because Sean is so great for the perspectives and the legal analysis on Supreme Court cases that deal with Second Amendment. Oh, why'd you drop off?
Yeah, but
I have to drop off now too, Nick. I'm sorry, Kat. I got to go.
No worries.
That's
no
okay.
I
worries.
have to feed my young'un.
Yeah, go feed your young'un, and thank you for being here again.
Thank you for inviting me on, and good to see you both again.
Okay.
Good to see you too, Doug.
Stay tuned for Cross next week. It should be good. Yeah.
This one question, Doug. Who is going to start the cross of Woody?
I think we know, but I'm not going to preview it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. I can tell you that my cross is going to be relatively short. Because I think it's pretty straightforward. So, but there will be crosses that will be significantly longer than mine. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, each defendant gets to put on a case. Yeah, we all get to put on a case. Yeah. I'll answer that real quick. Okay. And y'all can talk about that. Okay. Bye.
Bye. Thank you for being here. Yeah. When I met Bruce Harvey just before the trial started, on the 14th, I went up and talked to him and asked, do you have any time in the future to visit my channel? And he asked, do you want to talk about this case? And I said, no, I want to talk the Second Amendment. And he really perked up because he really don't want to talk about this case as it appeared, at least. So, and I hope to have him on in a not so distant future, but there's no promises.
So much hair.
Yeah, there will be so much
Hang
hair,
time.
and I hope to have Sean and Andrew Branca on, who are in that segment of Second Amendment. Andrew Branca, who is a self-defense attorney, and Sean, who is gun nut. I don't know. Yeah, so that will be.
I think Sean just has a really fair and detailed reading of like cases. Of when he reads it, he picks out things really quickly as he's reading them. Like nuanced stuff. He can just like when you're playing the game. Do you know the game Operation where you pretend to do the surgery and you can't buzz aside? He can pull out what's being said or possible different interpretations of it and talk about each without an issue.
Yeah. And Mike, thank you again. So he has immunity from what he said in court under oath. But he hasn't said much. So that means he can still be charged with these crimes. That's my interpretation. That, yes, they simply can't use what he says in court. That's it. And if he has made comments out of court, but can a federal prosecutor, can they take, okay, don't use that, but find everything else? They can use that. So
they're not supposed to use it as a lead, but do you think that that's really trustworthy? I mean, the other day we just heard Love say something weird on Hot Mic about how, well, they did find stuff, but you removed it before they got the search warrant. And then that's part of why Bruce Harvey was ready to snap, because Love had already been making these assertions of things that weren't true. So do you really trust prosecutors not to use something as a lead just because and then when they find something say, well, maybe our probable cause was a little, our search warrant was a little flawed, but oh well. It happened with the Breonna Taylor case today. They dismissed the charges relating to the falsification of the warrant.
And somebody can find a prison snitch that testifies to, Woody told me this in prison. And then word by word, they will retell what he said in court. I mean, we've seen it. There are some really, really shady prosecutors out there. I'm not saying all of them are, but they do exist. They do exist. Let's see. Yeah, a Woody 2.0 to give them information. Yes, Angie. Okay, we are an hour in, and you guys have been so generous. This is also a Friday, and for you who haven't seen it, this is my Bigfoot shot glass. I've been traveling across the United States, and one of the places I stopped at was the Sasquatch Museum in Blue Ridge, maybe 2 hours north of Atlanta. So you have been so nice. So
that seems like something that would go in a Sasquatch shot glass.
Yeah. Normally I would have the wheel of regrets, but I'm not at home, so I don't have everything. So I will at least do this. Georgia, thank you. Yeah, Blue Ridge, Georgia. About 2 hours north of Atlanta. And it's amazing. I must say, it is amazing. Cheers.
Yeah, I think that'd be cool to go to. Let me get my water. Or whatever I have in here.
Ooh. Yeah, that's moonshine. Jesus Christ. This slight taste of turpentine. Oh, 50%.
That face didn't look... Oh, I think... Okay, Seti said he was waiting for a link. I only saw it now. He said it like 25 minutes ago.
Oh, what? Where? What? Solid?
I think he was looking for you to DM him.
Oh. Okay. Well, Seti.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. But he has the link.
Oh my God, Steve Gosney, hi.
Steve! Steve, I have your back. You know that. Let's see. Oh no, crap! I forgot to send him the link. Sorry. Damn, I was so sure I sent it to him. Hold on while I correct that mistake. Darn it.
And a nice pupper in the picture for Steve Gosney.
Aw. Yeah. Now, for you who don't know, Steve Gosney is or was a death penalty certified appellate attorney for the Florida Public Defender's Office. He left that to educate prosecutors in Miami-Dade on ethics. And some people did not like this, so they bullied him and the prosecutions, the district attorney's office, into more or less make him quit. I have gathered a lot of information because I'm very good at it. And I had great help from some local Miami-Dade defense attorneys who simply could not stop talking. And which is really interesting and really damaging, because if they are that good at talking that openly, giving me the pointers I needed to find more information, how are they actually representing their clients? But I have to wait with all the reveals until I get home and be protected by the Swedish freedom of press statutes and stuff. So,
Well, I thought it was interesting. I saw some comments from people that I thought if they actually knew who Stephen Gosney was, had even heard him speak one time, they would have wanted him to be in that prosecutor's office.
Yeah, but
because
this is
right before I heard he took that job, you hear all this stuff happening with Michael Von Zompt, a prosecutor down in Miami-Dade.
Yeah.
You know, in the Courtney Clenny case, they're moving to get rid of the state attorney's office from trying that case because they violated attorney-client privilege. And
I mean, they nicked the parents' laptop, which had information between lawyer, attorney, and them, which is privileged, and they still took it and still read the information.
Well, not the laptop.
Oh.
The iCloud chats had
the iCloud
iMessages,
chat.
group conversations.
Yeah. But
so
they
that's
also
where the actual work product lived.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I'm sitting on quite a lot of information, and once Steve, I need to see that Steve is okay. I might ruin a few careers. And I am so happy to provide it, because if there's something I hate, it is defense attorneys blabbing too much, because they are not really representing their clients. They are just trying to get a payday.
Like a win against the prosecutor's office, even though there could have been big changes that actually meant good things for people being prosecuted.
Yeah, and may or may not be a local hangout where both prosecutors and defense attorneys are, and stuff like that. Yeah, that would be.
On a positive note, I loved. It was the weirdest timing for this all to happen. Right before the bad news, Stephen Gosney gave the most passionate, detailed, intelligent, added some philosophy in there. Rant. I don't want to call it a rant because his style isn't really a rant. It's more like a monologue. But about the YSL trial and what was going on with this ex parte meeting with Judge Glanville. Wonderful, wonderful stream. I think it was with Sean, potentially criminal. And Sean had to step away. So it ended up just being Stephen Gosney for a bit. Just amazing, incredible insight. Better than I've seen anyone else give on that particular instance in the YSL trial.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my. And then I heard the news that he was going to be taken. I was like, every prosecutor's office needs a Stephen Gosney.
Yeah, and I was so happy for him, because Mr. Gosney is ethically morally a person you would want to be. I can't for the life of me say I'm anywhere near that, because I have my dark sides, which sometimes comes in handy, especially when people try to hurt my friend. So yeah, my hope is to be able to reveal something quite earth rattling in a few weeks. So stay tuned. But meanwhile, if you want to hear more about that situation, Excited Utterance on YouTube has made a very good overview of what has happened. Excited Utterance, that's the name of the channel. She is an Australian girl, also a friend of Mr. Gosney. Mr. Gosney has a lot of friends, and I do believe that these people down in Miami-Dade don't realize exactly. They're just his internet friends. Oh, they're just YouTubers. Yeah, but there's a lot of us. There's really quite many of us, and we are all looking into them. I can't wait for that to happen. But first, I need to know that Mr. Gosney is okay. Then I can do stuff.
And I was looking, Steve Gosney, did you do 2 different streams on the YSL stuff on Sean's channel? I'll look in the chat. I'll look in the chat for an answer. I was trying to find the stream. Or it was just Steven for a while, because the one I looked through, they were like Sean was on screen the whole time, and then Legally Mindset had joined. But I swear there was one where like Stephen Gosney just took over. I was like, okay, well, and this is crazy what's happening, and he just went off. It was so good.
So Mr. Gosney has written a book called Cancelled in Miami, but it may never see the light of day for reasons. Yeah. But I'm on a different continent. So, okay, there you have Excited Utterance channel, so you can get the gist of it. Now, I have that information as well, but I also have more information. And this is how I do research. Even he just in labor law, yeah. But I have to do research, and I'm really good at it. I've been doing it for over 30 years. I find out stuff about people they didn't know existed. And talking about finding out stuff.
Yeah.
Hi, Sean.
I'm sorry, Nick. I had to step out, wait for a minute. My apologies. I hope, Doug, if you're watching, my apologies. I didn't mean to be rude.
No worries. We saw Steve Gosney showed up in chat.
Oh, he did? Steve, brother, how you doing?
And we were talking a bit about how he was treated down in Miami-Dade.
Oh, yeah, and I think that was, but that's the way political intrigue works, and how sometimes you get used as a, you get used as a vehicle for people to launch political attacks on other people. It's garbage, but that's how politics goes.
Yeah.
So
and but all I have to say, I will give this out as a preview for what I will do as soon as I get home, and I am protected by our freedom of press. You cannot be morally superior if you are caught cooking books for hookers.
Is that what this reporter did?
No. I will get into it when I get home. I'm just saying that. Yeah.
Well, no, I was going to say, what Steve should do, he should write a book about a reporter who she sits there and gets fucked by horses all the time. Like, that's her fetish. That would be hilarious.
We're only an hour and 15 minutes in.
I'm sorry. But I'm just saying, Steve, take some notes, man. We can do it. And she videotapes herself, and it's just horses railing her all the time, and she gets railed to death like Mr. Hands.
Okay.
Well, one thing I loved about Excited Utterance's video that she broke down what happened of the cancellation of Stephen Gosney is she pointed out that the initial article, I don't even want to call it a piece of journalism, but like an opinion piece, had 2 writers, and then the second one only had the same one. Like, the second one didn't want to conjoin in on the continuance. They said, I'm stepping out of this one, I think.
Oh, we have the question. Steve was on your stream talking about YSL. Do you remember which one that was?
Me?
Did you do 2 streams? You did one.
Oh, we did a bunch of them when Brian Steele. Like we were covering that saga initially.
There was one where it was just you and I found one that it's
A
Legal
couple, me and
Mindset too,
Steve.
but there was one where you and
Yeah.
Steve, you stepped away for a while, and Steve had the microphone for a while, and he was just like drilling down on it, and it was great. And I can't find that one.
Yes.
Yeah, but Steve, when you give Steve free range, he can talk for hours.
Yes.
And he's good at it, and he's interesting, and you just sit there spellbound because he has so much to say. And let's see here. Danielle, thank you. I think one of the state's biggest downfalls calling YSL a hybrid gang. I did research on hybrid gangs. They typically have no written set of rules, no membership requirements, and no leader or hierarchy. Yeah. And whatever their hybrid gang is, they don't mix Crips and Bloods. That's, as I said earlier, that's like, hey, let's form a motorcycle club with 50% Bandidos and 50% Hells Angels. It won't happen. No. And thank you, Wendy H. Stay in America, Nick. If I had the funds and means for it, I would. But I still have to go home and work and earn a living and everything about that. Can't wait to tell you.
People here in America don't make a living, and they're okay.
Are you telling me I should be an illegal immigrant?
Well, you can just be on welfare. I mean, other people manage to do it.
No.
You gotta take the coin box off the shelf and start letting the coins out, the Mario coins.
Oh. Yeah, come on.
Wait, is it a wind up?
I don't know.
I just saw you reach for the bottom.
No,
I thought maybe it had like a thing and it would start chomping.
I don't know. And where did that come from?
Put it back before you break it more.
Oh well, Dave is in the chat somewhere. No, he's at a birthday of some sort. So I'm alone in the treehouse, and I'm in Dave's treehouse, and
taking it over.
It is much smaller than I thought it was. It is 8 foot by 8 foot, which is more or less the circumference of me, and yeah, I mean. Yeah, about 8 foot. So yeah, and it's slightly leaning, and
if you just tip over, we'll.
Yeah, I mean,
we'll take your screen off.
If I tackle that wall, yeah, it would come down. Oh, Nick sent me a private message. Ooh. Dun dun dun. You two keep talking.
I don't know why you said private message. I'm like looking over at the chat, like as if there's going to be messages for me to pay attention to there. But yeah, that's cool. I want a treehouse, a streaming treehouse. But trees in Florida are kind of weird. They're not really built for. There aren't many that are built for treehouse holding.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Then I have a date for my interesting stream where I go through with evidence, hearsay, and speculation, because I'm back in Sweden and I'm doing actual reporting, which means I'm not bound by my attorney ethical duties. I don't care, because these fuckers hurt my friend. I'm going to ruin them. Oh, did I say that out loud? Oh, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it. Okay. Show my Lego build. That's my Lego build is back at Valhalla's. It was too big to show it. I built a combine harvester on Dave's Lego interview thingy. But Dave, he has a bunch of interesting stuff he built. And up here is Jody Aris legs. For you who don't know, we covered the Jody Aris trial, me and Dave, and tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Time, it's the final episode. It is the defense, closing arguments, and rebuttal, and we are doing bingo with weird stuff they say, and it will be a bingo card. You will win the honors of having 5 in a row, and yeah.
It might be cool too to do a bingo for cross-examination of Woody next week.
I need to.
Like, we already had a little spoiler that Doug is planning to do a short cross-examination stylistically.
Yeah.
Which makes sense. I mean, I think Woody mentioned other people a little bit more, other co-defendants a little bit more than Yak.
Yeah, you should. Yeah, definitely do a bingo. That is always fun. And yeah, I'm not saying they should follow my advice, but more or less what is necessary for at least one of them, the defense attorneys, is to go up and ask Woody, "Hello, Mr. Copeland. Hello. You're a liar, right?" Yes. Thank you.
Yeah, I really think he would say yes, or I don't recall.
Oh, I don't recall.
Either way, great answer.
But when I were there, I spoke with Woody a bit in the presence of security, of course. He's a very charming guy. He's a very, very charming guy, and yeah, I understand why people like him. But I've been doing law for over 30 years, and there are something I recognize as, yeah, people can be charming without knowing what charming is. Especially if they were considered top 10 of Atlanta's most dangerous people at one time.
Well, and that's why in his interview he told his story about dating a cop, an APD. And all I could think of is, like, what was the time frame of this? Like, surely they had to know, and you're that charming that and I don't think it's the same person, because I don't think the timelines match up. But at first I was like, well, what's Miss Viverito up to? So I don't think that was the actual connection, because I think she's still employed.
Yeah.
But there's like they named her, she got fired somehow. And I was just curious, like, once you hear something like that, either that cop was dirty or their pants were completely charmed off somehow, some way.
Yeah, and I mean, we do know Judge Whitaker's then, what was it? One of her employees had a relationship with one of the defendants in the YSL. But she was relieved of duty, and she didn't see how that would make her partial in this. So that was interesting to hear.
Wait, Judge Whitaker did too, in addition to Ingram?
No, when I don't remember, one of her employees, if it was one of her security or something, they discovered that person was in a relationship with one of the defendants in this
Was
YSL
that Judge
trial.
Ingram's deputy, who is now, like...
No.
I think...
No, Judge Whitaker's deputy, thank you. But not those in trial, but one of the ones who are severed, apparently.
No, but I swear it was Judge Ingram's who recused herself because of that issue. Or Belinda Edward.
No, yes, sorry. Yeah, sorry.
No, it was Shakur Ingram. It was
Ingram.
It
was Ingram's, yes.
Yes, Judge Ingram, she bailed too.
Yeah. Thank you for correcting me. And thank you, chat. This is why I love the chat, because once in a while I'm wrong. And these guys will tell me. And I'm very appreciative of it.
Well, and the brain just fries sometimes on the spot.
Yeah.
It's just like, bloop, we're not going to work right now.
Yeah. Oh, it was your jingle. Thank you. No. No, I couldn't do that. Did I miss anyone? We talked about that one. We talked about that one. And we talked about that one.
Yeah, who do you guys think, chat, is going to start the cross-examination of Woody?
I think normally I would expect either Mr. Steele or Mr. Shaw, but I do think they want to have the quick ones out of the way before they start. So they might actually have. I would high odds, sir, Miss De Williams, because she has probably the least amount of things to cross-examine about. So yeah, I would.
Do you know who Rodalius Ryan is? I don't recall. Okay.
Yeah. Who's the
Okay, did you see how young he was in 2015? He went missing, and the news posted a picture of Rodalius Ryan in 2015, the same year that Nut got killed. And Rodalius Ryan looks this old, like he's little, young. And it blew my mind a little bit.
What's the lawyer's name from Cleveland, Ohio? His name is potentially criminal.
Sean also.
Sean. Yep.
Yes.
He's gonna get the name change.
Yes.
Thank you, Steve.
Mike Steve says he's in Cleveland. Oh, good, Mike. Hope you're enjoying the weather because it's nice here tonight. It's nice along Lake Erie.
Thank you, Steve. You don't have to do that, but thank you. Let's see here. Max shot than Steele. Yeah, probably. And
Harrington Matthews might be a good front runner for starting.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's been a few times where I think he started off the succession. What order did they do the questioning for Trontavious Stevens when it came to that plea deal? They had Harrington Matthews before Shart went, right?
Yeah, I think so.
I think it makes sense because his demeanor's calm and pointed, probably easier to go right away. And if someone starts to get bored, that's when you put up someone spicy.
Yeah.
Get our attention back.
Yeah, and sometimes you want somebody up there to ask questions just to know what will the objections be and what will be sustained and what will be not be sustained. That way they can send up a few of these who has not that much to talk about in order to, okay, this is what we're going with. Okay, here's how I will formulate my questions. With
have you ever tried a case where there was co-defendants where it was enjoined?
I'm sorry. Wait, what was that, Kat? I was reading chat.
Have you ever tried a case where there were co-defendants?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And are there things do you have pet peeves or things that you really like trying to fit together with the other attorneys?
I mean, there's times where generally no, because you're all trying to work it out. Now there are times where I've been the guy where it's look, my guy screwed up the lease, so it's I'm kind of already ahead of you guys. So my guy didn't do all that crap. My guy didn't do that stuff. He just did this thing. So you're I can handle this. But no, that usually though the other times I've had co-defendants, they all start the things literally broke down, and the attorneys were fine, but the clients all said fuck off to each other. And yeah, that caused a lot of problems. But no, generally there's not too. I mean, the pet peeves I have are the same ones. Usually most attorneys don't have haven't done. God, I say it now. Haven't done anything to drive me crazy yet.
Yeah, but still, in
defendants do it more often than not.
Yeah,
clients will do that. They'll be like,
"Hey, Kayla's back."
I'm back.
They'll do that stuff. Hi. Hello.
You did your CLE?
No,
More?
okay, no, the CLE was all day. That was like the at the end of the CLE we have like a social event.
Oh, okay.
So what have you been doing for the last hour?
Bowling?
Oh, yeah.
Look at your face.
Yeah. Networking. You were networking,
Oh, I'm
Kayla.
sorry, you're right, Nick.
Yeah.
Networking.
Did they have you go to like one of those places that just has a bunch of stuff to do?
Well, no, it was like they made it like a private event. Now I'm about to get a tattoo. I'm at the tattoo shop next door.
Oh, nice.
Fun night.
Yeah,
Fun
fun
night.
night. Yeah.
Yep. So
Oh,
we have to go all day tomorrow too.
Oh,
I've
is it
never
gonna be a
been
good
to.
tattoo? What kind of tattoo is it?
I'm not. I can't tell you that. That's
Oh.
that. I'm in the words of Woody. That's for me to know. That's
Oh,
not
oh.
what he said. What she said. What's your answer was 372 mean?
Yeah, that's for me.
Yeah.
Anyways, Kayla, as a fellow attorney, I just want to say, you guys you've been doing some great work out there. So I just want to commend you on the job you've done so far with all this.
Thank you so much.
Yeah. Oh, I was meaning to ask you this when you were on before. You were on the stand and were testifying about certain things that was happening in there, and then investigator, what's his face, told his story, and then Woody and then Woody came and testified. It was about that infinity. And so, do you? I mean, if the judge deems the investigator more credible than you, and then they found out that, yeah, the infinity was spoken about, so the investigator either didn't hear it or
Lied. This
lied.
is what I'm talking about. When I
Yeah,
said to see yourself be lied on in 4D, this is
yeah,
exactly what I was referring to.
yeah.
And this is how I feel about this, Nick. If you guys remember when I was on the stand, dang, I don't want to get in trouble with nobody, but I really want to call this lady Paige. But anyway, so she said to me that if the transcript wasn't complete, why didn't I interrupt court and say something? I'm not sure how that would have went, as I'm not an attorney on the case. Was I like just supposed to stand up and say, oh, by the way, I have something to say? I don't know. But I feel like if I was held to that standard, that Simone should be held to that standard.
Yeah.
And she knows what happened in that meeting, and she knows what happened on the stand that day. And she should interrupt the court and say, by the way, Your Honor, Attorney Bumpus was telling the truth. And this is what happened. And this, clear it up, because number one, we shouldn't even be right here. You should have told these people.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. I completely agree. Handing that over to you, that's not how it's supposed, because you have one responsibility, and that was as the intermittent attorney for Woody. That's it. And even though he's a witness in this, you don't have that responsibility towards this case.
And I saw a lot of people say like, oh, Judge Whitaker said something about, you noticed no defense attorneys were in there. Well, I was told that I was just there to speak to him. They told me that was the only place that I could speak to him.
Yeah.
So honestly, I thought I was just going in there and he was going to come up. And that wasn't abnormal to me, because he's a witness on a high profile case. So I'm thinking for
And they
safety,
could have disclosed. For all you know, they could have disclosed it to the defense, and it was just a ex parte that was allowable.
And that's another thing I tell people too. It's not that the ex parte was improper on its face, because if the situation was that Mr. Copeland was truly fearful, or there was truly a need for the prosecution to tell the judge something about Mr. Copeland's safety or about the immunity, that would have been fine. The impropriety came when Brady information came out, and when there was coercion.
Well, I would say, even if there was those concerns, like let's say Woody was concerned, I know he wasn't. After you guys have that meeting, that's when the judge should have brought all the defense attorneys and say, listen, here's what we just did. You guys need to we need to figure out how to fix this. But they
Yeah.
didn't even do that. They just,
Mm.
what meeting? We didn't have no meeting.
Yeah, so how is it Kayla's fault for not
that would
doing
have been
that?
an immediate remedy for the whole
Yeah.
situation if
Yeah.
we would have just came in the courtroom. And I tell people like all the time when they ask me about it, like nobody knows the state of shock me and Woody were in together. I'm telling you, I was literally in a state of shock.
Oh, I would have been there with you too.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're like,
when
wait,
people
what
keep
just
saying,
happened?
"Oh, how you didn't know it was an ex parte meeting?" What I'm trying to tell you is I didn't even realize we was in a meeting because as soon as Woody walked in and I saw him in handcuffs and I saw his energy, my energy shifted, and all I cared about was him at that point, and all I wanted to know was, "Are you okay? Like, what is going on?" Like, I did not have a clear understanding of what was going on. I thought I was just there to see was he pleading
Yeah.
the fifth or was he going to testify. I did not. So when I say I didn't realize I was in an ex parte meeting, what I mean is it happened so
Oh,
fast.
I totally get you because you're like, wait, what are we doing now? Like everybody else but you knew the plot. And you're like, you're trying to catch up. You're like, well, wait, do the defendants know I'm here? Like I totally get it. I would have been in the same spot. Like I would have been like, hold up. Wait, what's happening?
And then I'm asking Melnick, like, do you know about this? He's like, no, about what? I'm like, do you know what just happened to me? He's like, no, what just happened to you?
Yeah.
I'm like, did you know about an ex parte? He's just as confused as I am.
Yeah. Yeah, and Martina here brings up a good thing here. What about Steele was just held in contempt? You wanted me to go to jail too. Because if you had stood up and said, hey, Your Honor,
it was me. I'm the one that told. Look, Nick, as soon as I saw what he did, I ran out the courtroom. Look, people always judge me because, they say, oh, I'm ghetto. Look, I'm from Atlanta. I'm not going to jail. I'm from the streets. I'm fortunate and blessed to have been able to take another route and to become an attorney, but that doesn't change who I am at my core. And at my core, I got up and got out that courtroom, baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just want to, crap is going down. I'm going that direction. Exit stage right.
I tell everybody when he said, you have 5 minutes, I said, oh, baby, I got 5 minutes to get out of this courthouse.
Yeah. And hello to infamous Sylvia. Hey.
Hi, Sylvia.
Hello, everybody. Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm fine. I'm driving. I don't want to show the camera until I get home, okay?
No worries, no worries. Don't get pulled over. And now, I haven't been in court. I wish I have. Folks, you need to support my channel with all the things so I can get to the Georgia region and be in court, because I had an amazing time, and most of it is thanks to Sylvia, who got me in there, who got me seated beside the family of Mr. Williams, and I had interesting discussions with the security. Mr. Soho, I must say, is extremely intimidating and very funny.
Wait, who is that, Nick?
That's the huge security guard.
What's his name?
I think he said Soho on his badge.
I don't know him.
You notice him. He is 6 foot and 400 pounds.
I have to see on Monday.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a lot of fun because he saw me with my cane and said, don't you do anything foolish with that one? And I said, well, I can't run. And he said, I can't run either. And I returned with, well, that would be the slowest chase in history. And yeah, he was a very, very... He is one of these security guys who are so confident in himself that he doesn't have to do all the words and everything. You just look at him and say, yeah, he could take my neck off. And yeah, and a very, very funny guy.
So he's not like Deputy Brown.
No, he's nice. He's one of the nice ones.
Y'all know, and I didn't get to update you guys, but y'all know I got Deputy Brown put out that courtroom, right?
Oh.
But he confessed.
No,
Is
it
that
wasn't even about that. You know, he kept messing with everybody. He was messing with the defendants. He messed with multiple family members. It wasn't just me.
mm. Okay? This is kind of breaking news. I need you to tell me more.
What you want to know, Nick?
Who is Brown? What did he do, and how did he get yeeted?
Brown is the one who I believe initially exposed the meeting, and I have very, very reliable sources as to why I believe that. And he treated me so terribly in the courtroom one day that I got on live, and I said everything that he did to me. The next
Oh,
day, he was removed from the courtroom, and everybody was like, "Thank you, Taylor, because he did this to me, and he did this to me, and he did this to me."
oh. Is he that big who kept staring down Woody?
No.
Okay, that's not him. Okay.
No, he wasn't there when you came.
Okay.
He was already gone.
No, but the guy who's because I know a few weeks earlier there was argument about Woody saying there's somebody in that door just staring at me, and I still don't know who that was.
It was one of the guys that had on the army fatigue clothing. A
Was he
real
just an
dark skin.
investigator?
No, he was one of those dark skin, looked like the what do you call them? Scorpions? One of those people.
Okay, this is so far out of my wheelhouse. Scorpions, is that a spectator? Let's just call it that.
No, it's the unit that they call different
It's
name. I
like the
think it's
old Red Dog. You know what Red Dog is?
Oh, I'm so far out of my wheelhouse. I'm not. I'm kind of
So
scared
that was
to guess.
like a unit that used to chase down gangs in Atlanta.
I mean, the
but
new
they were
Red
like real
Dog.
brutal.
The new Red Dog, not the old. But go ahead, Kat.
But like essentially they used to be like extra brutal. They kind of had like free reign to
Weren't
chase down people in the street
Yeah.
by any means necessary.
Well, the
Oh.
They used
Scorpions
to
were the
harass
guys in
BMF.
Memphis.
They harassed BMF, and the end of Red Dog. They killed a what's her name? Catherine. She was like 100 and something years
Yeah,
old.
they broke into her house and they planted the guns on her. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we have
They made up a warrant. They hit the house. They killed an old woman, and then they planted guns.
Yep.
Oh,
And the final straw for Red Dog was they raided this gay nightclub, and they beat the crap out of all of these gay people in a nightclub. And that was the end of them. And so it really wasn't the end. They just changed the name.
yeah. We have one of these divisions in Sweden as well. They were called the baseball gang, and then they were.
Well, that sounds wholesome.
Yeah, they were then diverted into different precincts and kept going, and they are in Sweden. They are responsible for a handful of murders that they never saw charges for. They drove around in one of these big police vans with tinted windows. That one was called the slaughter van. You don't do whatever you do. Do not ever get into a Swedish slaughter van. Whatever you
I mean,
do.
judging by the name, it sounds like a good idea not to do that.
Yeah.
It's not terrible.
Yeah, these are the suspects who he threw himself against the wall 5 times head first. Yeah. And stuff like that. Yeah, we have kind
Or
of.
they committed suicide, right?
Yeah, those two. He strung himself up with his hands in shackles, and yeah, a few of those. Yeah, and yeah, protected by politicians because you must be telling the untruth. No, there are a lot of people dead here, but yeah, luckily I think the last one. I say luckily, but the last one of the original baseball gang self-ended 10 years ago. And
I like a good story with a good ending.
Yeah. Yeah. Sadly, we have bad cops in Sweden too. We do. Okay, so that was Mr. Brown. Yeah, don't go into a tinted cop car. Okay, let's move forward. Doug mentioned it the last stream that everything was highly charged at the start because Scorpions was manning the courtroom. What?
Ooh.
I did not know that.
It was so terrible. They had those big guns. They had dogs and everything when we first started.
Okay, because I do remember the presence of these security detail was much larger in the beginning than when I came in, because no, for reasons don't I don't like to tell how many was in the courtroom and how many was outside of the courtroom, but there was enough presence to make people feel secure, but not as it was in the beginning, because there was a lot of, I mean, you could see 4 or 5 people lining up behind the defense tables, and that means there was equally as many in the rest of the courtroom, and probably the same amount outside in the corridor. And yeah,
You could, I mean, Nicholas, Nick, you could say what was there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it.
okay, in the courtroom when I was there, there were there's 7 alternating in and outside of the courtroom.
7?
4 inside, 3 outside.
Oh, I was about to say, geez, like they're at Guantanamo Bay.
Mm.
I don't even think the security's that's tough there. That's
Yeah.
ridiculous.
Yeah, but there are 6 defendants who are allegedly really, really dangerous.
But
Oh, yeah,
one
they
of the
look horrible.
co-defendants was still able to get to Mr. Williams and hand him a Percocet, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, which is an I can't say that word. The intrinsic act of somebody
Extrinsic.
somebody handing Mr. Williams that pill, and he looked at what's going on here, and just handed it over, and now he's been charged with it as an intrinsic that act.
No, he didn't get charged. He
No,
didn't
yeah,
get
they
charged.
didn't
The
charge
guy
him.
No,
got
yeah,
charged.
That's how you know. That's how you know it's crazy. He
Yeah.
didn't get charged. I don't think the other gentleman was charged.
Yes,
It's just,
yes, he was. Adam, Khalif Adam was
Khalif
charged.
Adams.
oh, he was
Yeah.
He was
charged.
charged.
Yeah, that's
Just the one guy. Wow.
Yeah, you're not supposed to have pills in courtroom.
How you
Apparently.
just walk up like that? What if he would have had a knife and stabbed him?
Yeah, or
Yeah, that's
gave
what
him
I
a
was
weapon.
thinking.
Or
Yeah.
gave him a weapon to use. Yeah.
Mm.
But I thought,
Well,
is it normal if there's like a records request or like a FOIA that the court would let you, within 24 hours of the incident happening, going with your cell phone and recording the security camera screen on your cell phone as a news reporter? Because that's
No.
how footage of that came out. That was not stream footage.
Yeah.
A news channel within less than 24 hours went and recorded the security camera screen and called it an exclusive.
That was
Yeah.
WSB TV. That was what's the name got that? Michael got that.
Yeah,
He went and got it from the sheriff's department.
And is that standard that they just like record it with their cell phone? They don't just
They gave it to him in a jump drive. All you needed was a jump drive, and they'll put it on a jump drive for you.
Mhm.
But you just go into
because the
it's on the
video he
9th floor.
posted, he was recording the security camera screen with his device. It wasn't the actual video. So I thought that was curious how it was so
But
quickly.
I'm saying when he first got it, that's the way he did it. But they end up sending him the disc, the jump drive afterwards, and that's what they started putting on the camera on the different news stations. But he went up there on the 9th floor and got it, huh?
That makes sense.
Now,
Since he was gonna get it anyway. At first I was like, did they just let the news like really sneak in before it was actually released?
Yeah. Now I'm going to do something extremely American, I believe, but maybe not the high grade. I found this in a Walmart. This is a can of beer.
Oh, wow, Nick. Milwaukee, you're drinking some beast. That's we could have done a lot better there.
Yeah.
You could have gotten a bottle of Boone's Farm wine or whatever it actually is to celebrate the Sarah Boone trial.
I normally have these kind of beers, the craft beers, but yeah, I'm in America, and
it is a tall boy. I'll give you credit.
and I went pew-pewing today. So yeah, but Michelle, thank you so much. What is the deal with the next witness?
Oh,
being
Kayla
sick?
left. Crap! I think it's
Yeah,
here she
yeah.
left.
She
Oh.
just popped out. What's the deal with the next witness being sick and in North Carolina?
Oh, Detective Thorpe.
Is he in
Right?
North?
Is
Oh
that
yeah,
Detective Thorpe that's
I
sick?
don't-
I think there's someone else that's sick. Zachary. Zachary's sick, and Detective Thorpe has something personal coming up. So, right? So Zachary's in bad health.
yeah. Zachary is, if I heard correctly or interpreted it correctly,
He's
from
still he's still in the hospital
yeah,
in North Carolina.
yeah. And so we will see if we get to hear from that guy.
They think Sledge is going to be uncooperative.
Yeah, and Detective Thorpe. I mean, knowing what I know about Detective or Investigator Gaither, and me calling her the most incompetent investigator in history, and then you hear Woody called Thorpe a squirrel squirrel brain. How much stupidity was in that room? Well, I already know because both Thorpe and Gaither was wearing broad prison stripe matching clothing.
Was that Dennis and Gaither that were wearing the stripes?
No, Thorpe and
That was
Gaither.
Thorpe.
I
He
think
had
it was,
hair in that video
yeah.
then, because Thorpe is like shiny headed.
I think it was Thorpe, at least to my recollection. Now, for you who don't know, in Sweden, when you go to prison, you stripped off your civilian clothing, and you get transition clothing before you get into the Janpop, so to speak. And that is because the guards needs to know, okay, who's new, who's not, who is going where, who needs to be handled, and that exact broad stripes was Gaither and Thorpe wearing in that interview room, and it was so hilarious. They looked like the Dalton brothers. I mean, seriously. Oh, it was so funny.
They did not have drip.
They did not have drip. Sylvia, please, you weren't here then. Drip. What was your reaction when you heard the prosecution claiming that drip and the color red was referring to bloody murder?
Thought it was crazy.
Yeah. And we heard from Doug that even the court reporter, when she walks in with her new Converse, she's doing a drip check. And but I mean, even I know what drip is, and I assume the jury knows what a yeah. But I'm
That's
still
something I hope they say in front of the jury.
yeah. Oh, please do. Oh, please do. Please do. Now I saw Kat. You are at dinner time.
Yeah, I gotta start making dinner. I haven't eaten yet today, and I usually have eaten like 2 or 3 times by now. So.
Oh. Oh, but
And I've got to cook, so it's not just gonna be like one and done.
oh. Okay, but thank you so much for showing up, Kat. Thank you so much.
I'll be in the
And-
chat while I cook. I can't
Yeah.
always chat, but I'll be
Yeah.
listening and
Ah.
popping in the chat once in a while. Good
Mm.
to see everybody on the panel. Sylvia,
Hey,
Sean.
Kat.
And I want to say Starro just so there's a bunch of S's there. Bye, guys. See you chat
Bye.
side.
See you.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Yes.
All right.
Also, Sylvia, I want to say hello. I haven't had a chance to meet you yet, but I seen you on here before. I thoroughly enjoy your stuff when you're on.
Oh, thank you. Hi. I thought you was his twin when I saw the white beard.
No, I mean kind of. I am an attorney too, but I'm a defense attorney up in Cleveland, so up in Ohio.
Oh, Cleveland, Ohio. Okay.
No, I can't. It seems like I resemble quite a few people on the YouTubes, but more or less Valhalla and I look like brothers, and apparently me and Sean kind of look alike. But
it's
Definitely
it's
not.
just a beard. It's
we
just a
stand next to
beard.
each other.
Yeah, and it's in my Scandinavian Viking heritage. I mean, most of Northern Europe, if you are Northern European, you're probably Viking. Not by choice, but yeah. And oh, let's see what the chat is up to. Culperistic, it's fine. The prosecutor just thinks the court reporter is talking about bloody unalivings and doing nothing about it. Yeah, no, I I like Culperistic. His snark is epic. Okay, oh, I'm going to butcher this. Sioa? My apologies. I want to say Sylvia, but with weird spelling. I don't know. If I butcher it, my apologies. Did you all hear about the 4 correctional officers getting arrested for smuggling phones, drugs, and having relations with the Fulton County inmates?
Yes,
That's not
those ladies. Yes.
That
Oh,
happens a lot. That happens
lady correctional
everywhere.
officers. Yeah, that's quite common around the world. And okay,
if they didn't smuggle in phones, my clients could never call me from inside. So
oh, and
those are the best phone calls. You're like, I don't want to know where this is coming from.
Miss Williams is laughing and saying it's okay, Nick. Yeah, okay. I'm Scandinavian. I mean, we have weird names too. Oh, Sean is bringing Puppy.
Yeah.
Hello, Puppy.
He wants to lay down.
Aw.
Oh, look at him. Boy or girl?
He's a boy. It's Clyde.
Oh, look at him. He's so cute. Hey, what's his name?
Clyde.
Hi, Clyde.
Give him a minute to like flop over.
Samantha Yo asked, do you guys think the defense will be hard on Copeland? I'm wondering if knowing that the public has a soft spot for him now will change their approach at all.
I think everybody's going to understand this is business.
Yeah. And, I mean, they don't need to be hard on him, I don't think.
Mm-hmm.
I think he will be quite cooperative with the defense. But I still think at least one of the attorneys will just go up and say, hello, Mr. Copeland. Hello. Are you a liar? Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
Should we listen to the words you say? No.
Yeah. Yeah, and then people will, other attorneys will do a more thorough, but I don't think the cross-examination will take more than maybe 2 days with reiterations on some videos and stuff like that. Or it could be less than a day.
Did you said the cross? No, he's gonna be there for days.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot they're going to want to wring out of him.
Mm.
And I mean, I think
Steele said. I'm sorry. Steele said he's going to be there for days with him.
Oh.
So he probably won't get up until like the end of September.
Okay. Oh, that will be interesting. Yeah, I mean, but also pure tactical, I would keep it as short as possible, just to show that the prosecution really doesn't have much with this guy. But I also understand why Mr. Steele wants to have a few days with him, because there's a lot, and there's a lot that Mr. Steele hasn't revealed to the prosecution yet, because he doesn't have to.
That's correct.
Yeah. Even though the prosecution tried to file a motion, which is one of the most stupid things I've ever read in my entire life, that the defense has an obligation to reveal their reveal their impeachment evidence. And even the judge said, yeah, that didn't do Ms. Love any favors.
Well, I mean, but
then again,
is that really beyond the pale of everything they've done so far?
Yeah, but again, Miss Love was caught using an AI legal helper. That is why her laptop
Yes.
is overheating all the time. And for
The
me,
AI is like, I can't help you anymore. I don't know how to.
oh,
You're hurting my brain.
yeah. But what was funny when I went to the courtroom, she had one of these privacy screens. So apparently, somebody told her.
Yeah. You should tell her thank you for helping machine learning advance.
Oh, I don't think she did machine learning advances any favors.
Well, no, because it just knew not to do that dumb stuff again. It's like,
what happens is if Woody starts pleading the fifth when the cross starts.
that actually creates a lot of problems, because if he just starts straight up doing the fifth, that creates issues of, will his other testimony get stricken, because now there's a fairness issue.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And that again creates
It's the same reason why if you were taking the stand in a case and then all of a sudden you testify on direct, and then the prosecutor gets up and you go, oh, what? Oh, look at the time. I'm asserting my Fifth Amendment. You don't get to do that.
That is really, really interesting. No, I don't think the risk of that, but again, we don't know what the defense has on him.
And we don't know what Woody's going to say. Woody might change his mind. He might, who knows what's going to happen to him.
Yeah. And now he is represented by Mr. I forget his name.
Eggleston or something like that.
Yeah. Adelston. I don't know. Very well dressed man when he showed up on court. I had pleasantries with him that morning. I didn't ask him any questions. In retrospect, I wish I did. I wanted to ask his attorney, what are you going to do about Mr. Copeland testifying an entire day without representation? But that was never brought up because Mr. Melnick was suspended on the morning of the 14th.
Yes, and that should have been. Now, I didn't hear the proceedings in court. Did Woody waive his right to an attorney that morning?
Nope.
Well, then, yeah, that's.
Yeah, he stopped and asked, "Hey, I just learned that Mr. Melnick," and he waited until they were back in court. No, that was the day before I went there on the 13th. He waited until after lunch, and the jury was there. And then he said, I learned that Mr. Melnick is suspended, and I don't want to testify without a lawyer.
Mm-hmm.
So when did he learn? And again, the judge knew because she has already been in contact with the public defender's office, and they gave her a name.
He learned at lunchtime.
Yeah. And I mean, that means that he was testifying unknowingly unrepresented the entire morning. And there has to be a constitutional thing about that. But it hasn't been brought up by his attorney, so I guess it's waived by now.
I mean, really though, that's Woody's right to raise, because nobody else can raise it for him. But even then, I guess, yeah, at this point, it's already happened, and
yeah.
Yeah,
I do know that.
Now, the only way that would help him is if they tried to indict him based on something he said there. Although they claim they've given him immunity, but who really knows what he's got? Because I don't think we've seen the immunity. Has the immunity agreement been released?
Yeah, the immunity agreement has been released, but not the prosecution asking for it. That part hasn't been revealed yet.
Okay.
But he does have. It is that. What is called the. Well, he has the standard immunity, so to speak. And in court,
he has use immunity.
Use immunity. And the prosecution claimed, because Woody asked, do I have against both state and federal? and he was giving quite vague answers, and that is when he revealed, yeah, I shut up the barbershop. And he's not immune to prosecution. He's only immune for a prosecutor to use what he said in court, which is two completely different things, in my opinion. Yeah, I think they lied to Woody. And Kat, thank you. And I think that brings us up to, for you who don't know, and recently I went to the Sasquatch Museum in Blue Ridge, Georgia, and I bought a Bigfoot shot glass. Because why not? And I also got myself some 50% moonshine.
Moonshine.
Yeah, this is Mommy Moonshine, 100% proof from Toledo, Ohio. So this is Ohio moonshine. This is from your part of the...
from Mommy, yeah, Mommy Moonshine. There you go, from the Mommy River.
So the chat has been very generous to me. So once in a while, when we reach a threshold, I will do a shot of this turpentine.
I was going to say, let me know if it tastes like paint thinner, because that sounds right for Toledo.
It's not my first choice. Or my second. Yeah. And I'm Swedish. We are used to interesting stuff. Cheers. Oh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
There you go. That's Toledo in a shot glass for you.
Is it burning your chest now? Oh, he's coughing.
Yeah, no, they probably went to the hardware store and or some paint thinner in there. So
yeah, this is the kind of stuff that grows hair on your toes. Oh, but I do have other moonshine here. I have the Old Smoky Moonshine, and this is apple pie flavored moonshine. Weird.
Apple pie. Wow.
And I have white chocolate strawberry moonshine and white lightning moonshine. I have no idea what that is. These are a few of the smaller bottles.
Well, White Lightning is one of the nicknames for moonshine, was White Lightning. So
yeah, my liver is good. I mean, I have this. I will do this when I get back to Sweden. But after every one of these, for you who know, I have the Wheel of Regrets streams once in a while when you pay me to eat and drink weird stuff, and I always go to get my my testings, because the moment the doctor says no, things are shutting down, I'm done. But so far they are quite mad at me, because my cholesterol is good, my blood values are good, my liver everything is good, so I'm fat and healthy, and that is very annoying for doctors. And genetics, I guess. Let's see here. It's unfortunate how the prosecutors are being misleading and seem unprepared for this case. The judge should be doing more to protect the defendants. Yeah, I've heard her say this more than once, sadly, that both parties have rights. No. Constitutionally, in the United States, there's only one party with rights: the defendants. Claiming the prosecution have rights. No, they have obligations, not rights. In my opinion. If you think I'm wrong, please tell me. Sylvia, do you have an opinion on Woody's new lawyer?
I think he's a pretty cool guy. I had a conversation with him.
Yeah, I heard.
But he told me he was there basically for his for Woody's constitutional rights.
Yeah,
So so it don't get violated.
yeah. I heard that in the grapevine that Mr. I can't remember his name, which is not uncommon. That he is a constitutionalist, and he has done speeches around constitution, the constitutional thingies. Let's see here. Love's belief don't have right. No, Miss Love. Cover your ears, Miss Sylvia, would you please? Because Miss Love, in my opinion, has no soul. She probably sleeps by having her feet attached to a beam in the roof so she can cover herself. And the a punishment against her would be to not being banned from sacrificing baby lambs to Satan. That would be a punishment for Miss Love. But yeah, I don't. And if you, why is Nick saying all these things? Check out the Sean Kendall case, and you know exactly why I'm saying these things. You know exactly why I'm saying these things. She put that boy in Fulton County Prison knowing he would not survive it, and he didn't. So yeah, I'm not fond of Miss Love. Okay, you can listen again, Miss Sylvia.
Okay, I'm back.
Thank you.
I was walking inside the house, so I'm back now.
Yeah. Where is Kat and Kayla? Kayla is on a conference and Kat is making dinner. And Doug had to do stuff.
Doug left. He didn't come in today.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he was here for the first hour, 10 minutes, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, but he had to leave because business. Moonshine over everything. Sure. Sean Kendall? No, Sean Kendall. SHAN Kendall. KANDELL. Yeah. Don't ask me to spell things in English. I get the vowels wrong. Did Sedi come? He has the link. I forgot to send it to him, but he has it now. Let me check if he has responded. Dun, dun, dun. I also sent a link to the Black Law student, but he hasn't replied yet. That guy is doing some waves on the Twitters, the Black Law student, and he has some really good things to say. He catches things I don't. Mikael, Miss Love is slimier than any wise members could ever dream of being. I don't disagree. Sylvia, what's your YouTube channel? Infamous Sylvia. Just go for Infamous Sylvia and you will find it. No, I think it's... I think the spelling is something like this. I have... Let's see if I can find it on my... Because I have made a few videos about it. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun, dun. Let me find it for you. Oh, woof, woof, woof.
Dog, sorry.
Yeah, it is in my playlist. Oh.
He just announced a podcast. Oh, cool. So he's doing his own thing.
Playlist, the Fulton County Fails. It's on my playlist. Let me share, copy. Here it is. There it is. That's the playlist of Fulton County fails, which includes the Shane Kendall case and the Fannie Willis corruption investigation and the Fulton County jail. So it's not complete, but I keep adding on to it when I have the time. Yes. Thank you, Casper. Shane Kendall, and he died in Fulton County jail. And how the only reason why Miss Love isn't in the lawsuit is because of prosecutorial immunity.
Yes, which is surprisingly, the prosecutors basically have a complete and unassailable immunity. Even judges have less immunity than a prosecutor does.
Yeah, and that has not there. Of what I've learned, there's no case law, there's no law, there's nothing in the Constitution. This is something the courts made up for themselves.
Yes, that's because the king doesn't allow you to sue him.
Yeah, but I remind me. But you kind of went to war against the king.
Yes, but it's the idea that the sovereign, the state, is the sovereign now, and the state will not allow you to harm it.
Because the state is good by definition?
No, it's not even that. It's just the government is always really good at protecting itself.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing. In a courtroom, and people need to remember, judges are part of the government. So the branches of the tree protect itself.
Yeah. And that's the one of the things that annoys me with Judge Whittaker. She has the discretion of just this went too far a year ago. I will grant this motion to fuck off, and off you fuck.
She won't be brave. No. And I've said this before, this is the problem. You cannot find we are struggling to find a judge willing to do the right thing in that courthouse.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and Judge Krause, who made that comment in her decision to disqualify Judge Glanville unnecessarily, because all she needed to do was to here is what we know he did wrong, which was he tried to argue against his own recusal, which you can't. That alone. But then she made a comment about the ex parte meeting that she didn't find anything really wrong with it. And now they have that as a decision. And I don't think that was by accident. And now Judge Glanville is doing a death penalty case.
He's been doing that case. He's been pushing that case along to the side for a while.
Yeah, that is I think that's a 2021 case originally. But then this case, the RICO case, came in between, so he's continuing that case.
Yeah, and the funny thing with that case, that guy has already been convicted and got a life sentence in the other county that he was that he did the crime in, because he shot up two sets of individual. Well, it's a total of 8 people he shot at a spa.
Oh, so
yeah.
he already is convicted for life, but they are now doing the new.
No, it's another county that he was found convicted of, and so then he also had this county, Fulton County, that because when he was doing the shooting, he came down to another set of stores, the spa, and he went and shot up a group of people there.
Oh, okay, so he's getting convicted of the same killing spree twice.
Yeah, but it's just because the first one was in, I think, Cherokee County, or Cobb. No, it was Gwinnett County, and then this one was in Fulton County.
Yeah, hopefully Judge Glanville will do a better job in that case.
Oh, Cobb. I think Cobb. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Is Glanville's case being streamlined? I'd like to see if he acts different. Oh, that would be really interesting to see if he acts differently in that case. I honestly don't know. I haven't seen it on
I
the.
was in that courtroom too. I have a Rule 22 in there too, and I was
Oh,
covering that one as well.
so it's on your channel?
No.
Okay.
I never put it on there because each time they kept postponing. They never had an actual real hearing. They kept postponing it.
Okay. Yeah. It was supposed to start at restart
Mm-hmm.
late July, and then it got
Mm-hmm.
postponed a couple of weeks, and then I remember reading about that. So it hasn't
Mm-hmm.
started again yet, because we heard a rumor about him being relegated to traffic court, but that wasn't true.
No.
It would have been so funny if it was, but it wasn't. I'm very sad it wasn't. Let's see. Yeah, that was that question. Sylvia, is the jury even listening at this point?
Some of them are still listening. What's his name? What's your name again? I'm sorry, Sean.
Sean.
Sean. I
Yes.
gave the jury nicknames. Would you like to hear them?
Yes.
All right, you ready? Is Ryder, Ghost, Bandage, Twister, Goober, Zesty, SpongeBob, Fluffy, Trini, Nose, Slinky, Mask, and Glasses.
What did Goober do to earn the name Goober?
He just looked like a Goober candy.
Oh, okay.
You forgot about Nose.
Yeah, I was thinking about. I was thinking
Nose.
about like Gomer Pyle's cousin Goober.
Oh, I didn't think about that one. Oh.
Yeah. Well, I was just thinking he just looked like a goober, but I'm like, that could be a lot of things depending on who it is. But those are
I
some
call
good
it
names.
the leak. Leak is the one that goes to the bathroom all the time.
Oh. GT Massive, thank you for your support. With reason, there is life. Without, there is
Given
nothing.
as agonizing as that trial as as a juror, I'd be asking for bathroom breaks all the time too, as an excuse.
Oh, these poor jurors.
It'd be like kids at school. I got to go to the bathroom. No, you don't. Yes, I do.
And they missed this amazing opportunity when they were called back. They were asked, can you put out of your minds everything Mr. Woody said from the 12th going forward? And all said yes. First of all, liars, in my opinion. Second of all, why didn't you say no and get out of this?
Because they really don't. They might not honestly know what situation's going on.
Yeah.
And you know the reality of it. Do you really remember everything Woody said?
Yeah.
I don't.
No.
Just he's a liar. That's probably all they remember.
I remember him say, "Yeah, he's a liar," and I plead the fifth. Well,
Yeah.
when that lady walked by him.
And he's the only one in that court who actually said he did crime.
Yeah.
That's about it.
Yeah.
And the prosecution gave him immunity for it.
Yes. Yeah. He said he shot up the barber shop.
Yep. Yeah. And he was happy to talk about it until the next day. Oh. I almost birthed him, little Woody. Yeah. I mean, Woody. In any other case, Woody would be a defense attorney's dream. As a remember, he's a witness for the prosecution. And in any other case, I would have jumped of joy of having that person testifying for the opposing party. I mean, but now in this RICO, Yeah.
Sean, so what do you think about this whole case? Because I didn't hear what
I
you
mean,
said before.
this is for me. This is an indication of the quality of their case, the way this has gone so far.
Mhm.
And I mean, it sounds like YSL had some guys who were, it sounds like some of the guys in YSL were, were being roadmen. I'm sure some of them were, but
Mhm.
were all of them? I don't think so. Do I think YSL is calling the shots like Don Corleone? No. I mean, do I think Young Thug's calling the shots like Don Corleone? No. Do I think he's truly humble under God? No. But I don't. They haven't convinced me these guys have done acts as a street gang at this point.
Mm.
I mean,
It seemed like they
especially
did
when,
act as individuals, like selling
yeah,
drugs, for
yeah,
to take care
yeah,
of their family.
yeah. Well,
Do you
and
think
that's what
they
I mean.
really was giving? Do
Yeah,
you think they was really giving into this gang for paying dues and nothing? I don't think so.
yeah.
No.
Well, that's the thing. Like, do I really think that happened? No. And do I think all those guys committed crimes? No. Do I think some of those guys did? Sure.
Mhm.
Somebody probably committed a crime. Do I think
Mhm.
Woody's telling the truth when it sounds like Woody was putting in work back in 2015. Like Woody sounds like the man that was about, he was, if you needed something done, Woody was doing it. Talk
And
about shit
Woody
up
would,
the bar.
and I think he had his own personal vendetta with Kels. That guy. It seemed like
Mhm.
him and Kels was like
Yeah.
at each other.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. And then Magnifique is saying, are there any high profile cases in Cleveland right now? The woman who she was walking through she went into the supermarket parking lot and she tried to stab the mom to death and murdered the child. That's probably like the
Oh.
highest profile thing we've got.
Ooh.
Oh yeah,
Ooh.
so she went to the Goodwill next to the supermarket, bought a knife, actually
Mm.
stole the knife, and you can see video of her on security cameras just walking along the wall of the building, just like dragging the knife like along the wall. She walks in the
Mhm.
supermarket just like doop 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 doop, just walking along with her knife like no big deal.
Mm.
Then she turns around and follows this lady out into the parking lot, and as she's stops at her car, the lady takes her knife and just
Yeah.
kills her
Oh.
son and almost kills
Mm.
her.
Yeah.
That's probably the biggest thing.
Wow.
We have one of these, and we had
Mhm.
one of these cases in Sweden.
Yeah.
It was. Let's not get political here,
But yes,
but
basically, Sylvia, I think it's a garbage case.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
We have had this. He was this person who was recently told, no, you don't have asylum status. So he went, bought a knife, and killed 2 people in an IKEA.
Hmm.
And now he's serving life imprisonment, and he can't be extradited because the country he's from has the death penalty. And Sweden has a principle: we don't extradite to
Yep.
countries with
A lot
the
of
death
countries
penalty.
don't.
Uh,
Do
it-
IKEAs have coffins? Because that would make it like really easy.
that would be really weird, and but all at the same time, it wouldn't
Uh,
surprise me in the end. But
Mm.
assemble your own coffin? No.
Mm.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Yeah.
I'll be right back, Nicole. On 1 second.
Mm. Yeah. And while we are here, I have to say thank you to Tashida for your $5 via PayPal. Thank you so much. And to Diane for $25 via PayPal. Thank you immensely. Thank you. For you guys who wonder what's the difference between PayPal and the YouTube thingies, well, YouTube takes a larger cut, but I can bring it on here and we can debate on your super chat or your gifted membership. YouTube takes, I believe, a 30% cut, while PayPal takes a 2 to 5% cut. But if you make your donations to the channel via PayPal, I will read what you write there. And the information from Diane is from Iron Rabbit for snacks. Thank you. And Tashida did not leave a message. So I will, if you choose the PayPal version, I will, if you leave a message, I will read it out. So, yeah. Let's see here. Do we have? Did I miss any questions? Cat in Wonderlands. I'm confused on how many Kells there are. I have no idea what that means.
Kells is the guy. Shell Kells. It's one person.
Oh, okay. And let's see here. Jenny says, if I was a juror, I'd be very confused. And after forgetting everything, at this point, it would come down to closing statements. Probably.
I agree.
Yeah. And also, I do. They have brought this up on a few occasions about the longer a trial goes, the less reliable is the juror. The juror.
Yep.
Because you cannot keep in memory everything. And they are talking when the case they are talking about, which escapes my memory right now, they were talking about a 3-week trial. And oh, Sue, did I get your PayPal yesterday? Yes, I did. Hold on while I find it. You two keep talking.
Okay.
But yeah, I fully believe. Yeah, at some point these jurors are just going to want. I want to go home. I want to be done. So
is that bad for defense or bad for prosecution?
Normally, it's bad for defense, especially like when you get to deliberations. Like I had a case where a guy got charged with a DUI for riding a bicycle, and it was a felony DUI. And we did pretty good. I mean, we had the case, and then the jury had it, and it was like 2 hours in. And I thought they were going to turn around and have like a 20-minute verdict. It was like 2 hours in. And then about 5:30 rolls around, and they have a verdict.
Oh.
And, they convict him. And one of the guys comes out. He's like, oh, I thought you did a great job. I was there with you. And I said, so you're holding out? And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, well, obviously you changed your verdict. Like, can I ask what happened? And he's like, well, I think they just won me over. And in the back of my mind, I'm thinking, well, no, if you got to get home or your wife's going to kick your ass because the kids need picked up. Like, now in this situation, I can only imagine at some point these jurors, I can't see these people not having problems in their family in the next 6 months where I've got to go home. Sorry, my family's first. So I'm surprised.
But it's a little too late for that, don't you think?
Well, no, I mean, problems arise. Problems arise in families.
Yeah,
easily.
You know what I'm saying? They've been here for over 9 months.
Oh yeah.
Don't you think those problems already happened with them?
You'd hope so, but I mean, at some point, yeah, I am mind boggled they've been able to keep this jury going this long.
Yeah, and
this is now longer than OJ.
Yeah, and Sue, thank you immensely for your $100 PayPal. Thank you so much, and it is keep up the good work. I'm trying. Now, 2.5 hours in. For you who don't know, infamous Sylvia got demonetized because the YouTube's claims she is reusing content. So she is demonetized for at least 90 days. So, Sylvia, if you would be so kind to post your Cash App.
Oh, that is so sweet of you, Nick. Oh, you're gonna make me cry.
So, folks, infamous Sylvia has done this for so long, so thoroughly, and everything, and it's absolute BS that she got demonetized. She has the Rule 22 of being a. She's a court. She's reporting for the same as Court TV, the same as Law and Crime. She has the authority from the judge to stream from this trial, and the YouTube says, you're reusing it. Well, she is streaming the trial live, and then she does commentary before and after. It's not reusing, but that is what the YouTube thinks. So do you have so I can post it so people can light your phone up?
Let me see. Hold on.
Here it is. There it is. Okay, and I will pin that to the top of the chat so you guys can light it up.
Light it
What
up,
is
guys. Like a Christmas tree.
Yeah.
I don't know how to put it in there.
No, I got it. I got it.
Oh, okay.
Just a second, and I will. Infamous Sylvia's Cash App is now pinned on the top of the chat. Light it up, folks. Light it up. Show your appreciation to Infamous Sylvia. She does this more or less for a living. So the YouTube money, that's a huge part of her income. And they just kneecapped her. So light it up, folks. Light it up. Okay. Did I pin it? Yes, I pinned it. Okay. Oh, and she's gone.
She'll be back.
Yeah, there she is.
I don't know what happened. I was trying to get out, come back to the screen. I couldn't come back.
Yeah, she's in the courtroom day in, day out. Light it up, mean you're an unnamed co-conspirator in this case. Oh, crap. No, folks, we are in the Mr. Jingo's Viking Thugs hybrid gang. And so they have to bring separate charges for that. Oh. Okay, thank you, folks. And I hope Infamous Sylvia Phones is going all the beepy. I don't have Cash App because I'm not American and my bank doesn't allow me, sadly.
They don't do Cash App over there by you?
No, we have PayPal and other stuff, but we can. Cash App is a North American thing, I think, and a few other countries, but not a Swedish. If I had it, I would. I would definitely, because I use your channel when I do my streams when I can. Sometimes I go back to the Law and C word because they have closed captions. But as I told everybody in my chat, that the bigger you get, the more probability is that YouTube grants you the live closed captions.
Yeah,
but they did the other thing instead. And it's
thank you, Iron Rabbit.
Mm.
Oh, I'm getting some Cash App now.
Oh,
thank you, Shady.
Oh, thank you, folks. Thank you.
Thank you, Kashida. I'm sorry, Kahid. I'm messing up her name.
Kajida.
Yeah, sorry, I'm messing your name up. Thank you.
I have no idea if I pronounced it correctly. Now, if you need to hear something funny, it is gifting memberships and ask me to read the names. And that's a fun thing of its own. What is even funnier is making Dave read them, because Dave is slightly dyslexic, which makes... Khadija. Yeah.
Khadija, thank you. I know how to say it, but it's just my brain's not working right now.
Oh, you can't find the pinned? Hold on while I find it again. There is Sylvia's Cash App.
And I do have PayPal. PayPal is drmomo@yahoo.com.
Okay. I'm sorry.
Dr. DRMOEMOE@yahoo.com.
What she said. Send it in the private chat and I will send something over.
Let's see. Hello. Let's see. How do I type? Okay, I gotta go down here to type in private. Okay.
And Miss H Gold, potentially criminal. Please help Miss Sylvia's fight the YouTube and tell her to put a banner on. Yeah, it's all about putting that damn thing so you get the watermark or stuff.
Mhm.
Because, for instance, for you who don't know, you.
Well, I still use the overlay for stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
I block it out.
What
Yep.
overlay? How do you use yours, Sean? How do you where do you get your overlay? How do you do it?
On StreamYard.
Well, actually, so I made my own, but Sylvia, get in touch with me. We'll make one for you that goes in the corner over law and crime. We'll put it up so you've got your own little thing going.
See, I don't have law and crime stuff. I have my own streaming, so I don't have their watermark at all.
I know,
So
but we'll put
just
up your own watermark, and then I'll help you
Okay.
make, like I said, like we'll put it in that spot, and then we can also help you set up your watermark here on YouTube.
Okay, that's what I need. But the one on YouTube is so small.
Yeah, that one's small, but we'll get this big thing put up in the corner, and you'll look like $1 million.
Okay, and where do you use that on? StreamYard?
Yeah. Yep. You
But
just
see, I don't do StreamYard on when I'm doing
what do you use?
OBS.
Okay, if you should be able to add it in through OBS, that won't be a problem. I don't know.
And
how
I
to do
just learned. I just learned to do OBS now. Before I was used to just go straight from YouTube, and they didn't have a way for me to make it bigger.
Well, yeah, and Sylvia, I'll help you make it, and we'll make it. I can do Photoshop. We can set it up for you and get you all nice looking fancy.
Oh, thank you, Sean.
Of course, of course.
Hey, let's see here.
Did you get the cat PayPal?
Dr. Moi at Yahoo.
Momo. That's Momo. Yeah. That's my sister's. I do her nickname is Momo, so I couldn't figure out a name for PayPal at the time. I said, okay, let me just make up a name, and all I could think of is Momo.
All right. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun. Dun dun dun.
Hey Sylvia, I just sent you an email saying hi. Just want to make sure you get it.
Okay.
All right, I sent you over some via PayPal. There.
Let's see.
Just want to let you know I sent it.
Caroline, let's see.
Might be a minute.
For you who have PayPal, let me. This is PayPal.
What was I gonna do? Oh, I remember what I was going for.
Yeah, and this is PayPal. Yeah, because Miss Sylvia has done so much for so long, and YouTube punishing her for it is BS. It's so much BS. And Sean, you heard about Legal Vices? He got a 7-day ban.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense, but and it doesn't matter who you talk to. They're like, sorry.
Yeah. For you who don't know, Jeff over at Legal Vices got a 7-day ban, and the claim from YouTube is that he posted a questionnaire on his community section and then deleted it. And since then, they asked him, well, you have to send us the URL for the thing you did. And he said, you claim I posted something that then was deleted. There is no URL to send. And he asked for this, am I being hacked? No, he wasn't hacked. And the YouTube's, nope. And a 7-day ban of streaming and posting videos and anything. So that is why you don't see him on this stream, because with that ban, even if you go on other people's stream, you might be considered to try to circumvent your ban. So it's BS, real BS, in my opinion. But here
So
I am
why?
on you.
Why am
Here
I hear my head up twice. I gotta get out. I'll be back.
Okay, no worries, no
Yep.
worries. If anyone needs a good laugh, check out Sean's reading of Page motion denying a mistrial. Sean yells about bulldozers and the FC court.
Yes, it needs to be that they need to bulldoze it and tarp it over at this point.
Oh,
Make it a
and
parking lot so
yeah.
it can be productive.
yeah, and that one more thing that I don't know if you want to talk about or not. We are covering. Well, I'm covering a case that you are kind of involved in,
Which
and
is
I'm covering the Jeremy Hales down in Florida.
okay.
Yeah,
Well, I'm not
and
involved in that stuff down there.
okay, good. Then we don't have to talk about it.
Yes.
Yeah. And
And I cannot comment on the other litigation I may be involved with.
Yep. Okay.
Sorry.
No worries. No worries. But for you who are amongst my subscribers and stuff who may or may not know anything about this, I'm only covering the Florida thing. That's it. Nothing else. And welcome back. Welcome back, Sylvia.
Thank you. I don't know why I was hearing myself doubled.
Oh. But I hope that your phone is lighting up with Cash Apps and the PayPals because you deserve it.
Thank you.
Hey, my audience has been so generous to me while I've been here in the United States because the first 28 hours, the airline lost my luggage.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
The assistant at Detroit airport took me to the wrong gate.
Wow.
So I had to use my crutches and jump at least it was only 4 gates away, but I got there in time. Then I got to Houston, and my phone apparently doesn't have the eSIM compatibility, so I had to get an American phone, which meant that I had to get myself to an AT&T.
Man.
Yeah, so I politely asked the rental car guy, can you please get me a car with a GPS? And he said, yes, we can get you that one. It's an $863 increase.
Ooh.
Yeah. Plus a $500 deposit. So and I already prepaid my car.
Oh.
So here I am, just about $2,600 out. With $1,300 is the upgrade to the new car. I had to buy new clothes. I had to buy the new phone and plan. So a third of my fund money for the entire trip was gone within the first 28 hours.
Dang.
So, but my viewers within 5 hours sent me $800 via PayPal.
Wow, you guys rock. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Because I had serious thoughts of just saying, F it, I'm going home. But you guys saved me. And the trip throughout from Houston to New Orleans to Atlanta to Knoxville to Indianapolis and up here to Michigan, that is all thanks to you.
Oh my God, that is such a blessing.
Yeah.
You guys rock.
Yeah. So I'm eternally grateful because the first week, because I have arthritis in my knees and in one ankle, I was in pain. It was not fun. But thanks to you guys, I pulled through. Then my doctor back in Sweden talked to a medical facility outside of Atlanta. They gave me an injection of something in my knee that they said, well, this will keep your knee together until you get home. So, but it's all thanks to you guys, you in the chat. Yeah, I mean, I'm eternally, because after that first week, I had the time of my life. I had so much fun, and it's all thanks to you guys. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh,
Oh,
that's so nice.
oh, yeah, got me a bit emotional here.
Yeah, you want to make me cry too.
Yeah, but I
We'll
mean,
be up here crying, all of us.
yeah, but that is one of the things that is so great about being a content creator. Is the people,
Yes.
the viewers, the chatters, the everything. You guys are so amazing.
Yes.
Without you, this wouldn't be possible.
No.
Yeah, and your support of Infamous Sylvia now when the YouTube's is doing something really bad. Yeah.
But you know what got me really, Sean and Nick? The thing is, we're supposed to have a check on the 21st, right? That was for the month before.
Yeah.
Why is it that they did not give me my check, which I already worked it? I already did the work. So why am I not getting the check? I don't understand this.
I wish I had an answer for you, because that is money you earned before this thing.
Yes.
You should have it. And
Yes.
I heard this before on other channels. That one is postponed, and I don't know why.
I could see the one in this month because that
Yeah.
hasn't been totally earned. But July, I completed. These were people that gave me super chats and stuff like that. I completed it. So why are you keeping my money? And then I have rent to pay. I have car note to pay. So why are you not giving me my money?
Yeah. I wish I had an answer for you. And Travis James says, Rumble! Yeah, I have a channel on Rumble. I do, when I have the time and everything, I will stream to my Rumble channel. But that channel gives me, on my most successful stream, I had close to 4,000 views. I got 16 cents.
16 cents.
Yeah, on Rumble. And now
Rumble's ad revenue is not the same.
no,
Oh my
and
God.
that is why we keep doing this over at YouTube, because it's the money, folks. It's the money. But I
YouTube
still,
pays the most out of everybody, right? Because
yeah,
Facebook don't pay that much. TikTok don't pay that much. Yeah.
yeah. And now in the future, Rumble must be a good competitor. But as for now, I mean, I think I started Rumble back in March of last year. Up until today, I have earned through Rumble rants and stuff $55.
What?
Yeah. And that is 16 months of revenue over at Rumble. So
But the neat part is
Oh
Rumble takes a smaller cut than YouTube.
yeah.
So
So once they get all of this, I mean, yeah, that is why I keep putting stuff up on Rumble, because I know sooner or later they will have the revenue. Sooner or later they will. But as for now, here we are on the YouTubes. And I think I'm on Twitter as well. Yes, I'm streaming this over at Twitter's. And currently it is 600 people. Wow. 600 people on the YouTubes and about 100 people on the Twitters. Here's the thing. I don't have no idea how they calculate this over at Twitter's.
I think most of the Twitter bots are fake.
Yeah. Because I don't see 100 people on YouTube would have my chat going wild. 100 people over on Twitter, I had so far 0 commentary.
I would always type in there, I'd say hi Twitter Ghost, and nobody would respond.
Yeah. And okay. Let's see here. Did we get any questions?
Well, do you have a premium account, right, on Twitter?
Me? Yeah.
Yeah.
What's
that
a
is-
premium account on Twitter? Oh, yeah, I have one too.
Yeah.
I have
Blue
one.
check, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one. Yeah.
Check mark, and I can edit things, and I can watch the. You need 5 million reactions in a 3-month span or something, and I'm currently at 1.3 over a 90-day period. So I have work to do. But then again, I see, for instance, who was it? Yeah, Andrew Branca. Tons of people, tons of reactions, tons of everything, and he got like $120 out of Twitter. And then you have people half his size having $1,000, and so I have no clue what's going on over at the Twitters.
Well, I haven't even tried that.
My Cash App is saying pending. Okay,
It says that pending. Oh, I don't know why. Let's see.
Maybe Cash App sometimes, if there is an enormous influx of cash, they go, oh, something is going on here, and they have a few hours of let's see what's going on first. Oh, okay, we are almost 3 hours. Let me just check here so I can see. All right, we are at the next Bigfoot. Thank you so much for the gifted memberships and the super chats and the PayPals. It is moonshine in a Bigfoot.
Sylvia, I did get it. It says
Hey!
that.
Cheers from a shot glass made out of Bigfoot. Cheers.
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 So how's your stomach? How's your chest and your stomach? Is it feeling okay?
Yeah, I'm good.
Sound like your voice went up too a notch.
Nick, please lead. Oh, Miss H Gold. Oh, sorry. I've been trying to get hold of P Criminal since YouTube did this to Miss Sylvia. Tonight, God graced me. Potentially crib. Yeah. So potentially Sean will and Sylvia will get a hold of each other and help Miss Sylvia to get that watermark and stuff.
We'll get that set up.
Thank you, Don.
Yeah. But I can do
Sylvia,
this.
did you get my email?
No. Which email address did you send it to?
I sent it to the let me see, make sure I find that here. The one at Dr. Momo, and then it's
Do the other one. Do the other one. Sparks1565@gmail.com. Because the Dr. Momo one, I can't get to it while I'm on this live.
Sparks1565
at gmail.com. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I for you who follow my channel, I do. Mr. Jingles is always covering either the law and crime or the court TV, or it's overlapped on the Miss Sylvia when I do that, because it's a watermark. Well, it's an overlay, but it also shows YouTube that this is original content. Yeah, and the Cash App is still pinned on the top of the chat. That thumbs up and the half-closed eyes make Nick look smashed. You at this point in time, you don't need anything to make me look smashed. I mean, I'm having a can of beer. Oh. Andrea, I love seeing creators helping each other. Abundance mindset. Yeah, I mean, I do okay. I mean, you guys helped me pay for this entire road trip, and I still work my 50 hours a week and get my pay. So if I would have a goal, it would be to go down to 50% at work and do a bit more over here, but that is still in the future. But I think last month I got $1,300 via YouTube's, and then Swedish governments take a third of that in taxes. So in order for me to quit my job and do this full time, I need about 10 times that amount. So, but at the meantime, I'm having the time of my life because I can say things here I can't do in court. And that is worth a lot of money. Because imagine the words I say here. If I said those in court, I wouldn't have a job. Casper, this is a 32-ounce can. So yeah, Casper. I would love that for you. We will keep support. Thank you so much. Now, one of the things I do is that I do not have ads in the middle of the streams. I have a monetization on, which means you might get an ad going in and going out, but no in the middle of. But the recap crew, you will get a few ads. And sometimes I get $5, sometimes I get $20. But I mean, many small streams makes a big river. Hello, Goddess. Hello, Andrea. Ask questions, you in the chat. Put a big question mark if you have questions you need something read out. If you have questions for us.
Guys got no questions?
Hey! Look who's here.
Prosecco.
Oh! Dave, show yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hey!
What's up?
Hey, it's Dave.
Just enjoying a glass of
your landlord
by the fire, and I felt like Nick was left out, so I had to bring him up a glass. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
I just have this small can of beer.
Well, that'll do more.
Small?
Oh. Yes, I'm borrowing Dave's tree house. Yes, this here is an actual tree house. It's slightly leaning, and it's 8 by 8 foot, and I'm not.
That means it's a real tree house if it's leaning.
Yeah, but yeah, I'm having fun. And tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. It's the final episode of the Jodi Arias trial. We are playing the defense closing arguments and the rebuttal, and we are doing a bingo card, probably. So yeah, tomorrow 11 a.m. we have about 3 hours of content, which almost always means we have 4 to 5 hours of discussion. And tomorrow evening at 8:30 p.m. my plane goes from Detroit to Keflavik to Denmark. So 8:30 tomorrow p.m. I will be going home. I've been here since August 7th, and I'm having the time of my life.
When are you gonna come back?
Closing arguments on the Young Thug trial. Whenever that is.
Next year. So it means you're coming back in February with me.
February, March, depends. But
Yeah,
it will probably be one of these last-minute flights, because there's no way of telling when the prosecution's rebuttal is done.
That's true.
Yeah, but everything that is donated to me through PayPal, that is getting stacked and stacked in order for me to, if in, say, March 14th, all of a sudden the prosecution says, yeah, we're done. That means the next day I need to get the hell over there. And yeah, so am I going to see Baker in Denmark? Oh, I've already seen Baker in Denmark. We had a full stream of that with the Helsingborg-Helsingør ferry going back and forth for about 3 hours, having shots of shots. But yeah, I mean, me and Baker should get. I mean, I'm 45 minutes from Copenhagen, and he lives about an hour from Copenhagen. We should see each other more often.
That's not bad at all.
Yeah. Question for Miss Sylvia: what do residents of Atlanta think of the YSL trial?
They think it's a hot mess. Most of them think that they need to go ahead and end it. It's a waste of taxpayers' money. I've heard a lot of business owners in the Atlanta area saying that this is what waste. They know that taxes are going up, and they're very frustrated about this.
Yeah, and I heard about a few days ago, the fire department put out a statement that 40% of Atlanta's fire engines are always in the garage because they're too old and need repair. And here's the thing with taxpayers' money. They are diverted to different things. And Phony Willie said, we need all the money for this trial. Which means they had to get it from somewhere. And now you have a lot of fire engines that is not on the road and not putting out fires.
Yeah.
The Young Thug RICO trial is now, I believe, a $10 million trial. Imagine how many fire engines you get for $10 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's infuriating.
Yeah.
Miss Sylvia, do you think the jurors will be back on Monday?
Yeah, they're coming back on Monday.
Yeah, they are coming back on Monday. And if there is more work to do, they will postpone it until later, because I think they are like 20 witnesses in on the hearings, evidentiary hearings.
Yeah.
Nick, can you understand what they say in the interrogation video wiretap? I did understand much more in the courtroom than I do on YouTube's. But here's the thing. One of the things I wish I talked to Doug about this. Watching Woody, watching himself talking in these videos is extremely telling. Because on the 14th, the first video with himself with interviewers, he was completely detached from what was going on in the video. Now, I call that this is something that is really common. I call it mimicking. It's like if you watch an old married couple looking at their wedding photos, they go back into their characters. If you if you go, for instance, to a school reunion, you sometimes go back to the character you are there. In that first interview, Woody was completely detached from what was going on in that interview. Completely. And that is really unusual. For me, in my line of law, I might have seen that a handful of times in 30 years, which tells me that Woody may or may not have some sociopathic tendencies, because you can't detach yourself to that level. You really can't. Then after lunch, it was him, his then girlfriend. Then he was attached. Then he was interested because it involved somebody he cared for. And I'm really sad, because that is something the YouTube audience don't see, because you either watch Woody or the interview. You don't watch Woody watching the interviews. And that is extremely telling, how he reacts. And that is something the jury sees. Now, if
Yeah.
they come to the same interpretation I do, I have no idea. But it is extremely telling when he's attached or detached.
Mm-hmm.
That is extremely telling about Woody. As now, I like Woody. He's a very charismatic person. But I have, throughout my years in my line of law, I've represented more than a few bikers, so to speak. I can say to a certain degree of certainty, I recognize when somebody is playing and when somebody is not playing. Woody is not playing. He is kind of the real deal.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I agree.
So, but that is what the jury sees, but the audience doesn't. And I wish they could have a split screen on Woody's reaction to himself.
Yeah.
So that is really, really interesting. Last minute flights are expensive. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know. Have biscuits and sausage gravy in the US? No, I have not.
Oh,
How about
That's a southern dish.
how about some soul food, greens and cornbread? I had tacos in both Houston and in.
That's not really soul food, though, Nick.
Yeah, I
That's
mean,
not
but
soul food.
yeah, I mean, yeah, no, not soul food, but at least local food. But so that is over on my road trip channel when I try different foods and drinks and stuff. And but I
He
went
did go to Waffle House.
yeah,
You did?
I had a full Waffle House breakfast at
Wow. Okay.
Waffle House, and
Okay, Nick, when you come
oh,
back, I will take you to a soul food place when you come back.
please
I'm
do.
gonna take you. Yes.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, because that is one of the few things I have missed out on is the actual soul food. But up here in Detroit, I went to a Mexican restaurant.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talked English. Nobody spoke English,
Oh.
and it was me and Dave and 20 non-white people. And I had an enchilada.
Mhm.
Oh my god, that was good. Oh, that was good. Oh, that was good. Yeah, but I do need more. Nick, you missed one of my super. Okay, Miss H Gold. Did I miss one of your? Okay, here it is. Don't worry, Miss Sylvia. Potentially criminal is the best. Tell him about your appeal to the YouTube too.
Okay.
And potentially criminal, please help Miss Sylvia fight the YouTube and tell her how to put a banner on. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Miss H Gold. Thank you so much.
So I sent that email. You should have it by now.
Let me check it.
Okay. Yep. And we'll get started. We got time this weekend too.
Oh, great.
And
Thank
Jim
you.
Cox, member for 3 months. Happy Friday! Yay! And I have Prosecco. And Iron Rabbit, we love you, Nick. And now you too, infamous Sylvia. Aww.
Oh,
Yes.
thank you.
Yeah, everybody go. Oh, if you by some reason isn't subscribed to Infamous Sylvia on YouTube's, and potentially criminal as well.
Why am I not getting the emails?
Oh, I sent it. We'll try again in a minute.
Cans and Pens says, I've been thinking this about Woody. He seemed to have a dissociation thing going on. Yeah. And I'm not a psychiatrist. I'm not a psychologist. But I've been doing negotiations and mitigations with a few of the largest companies in the world. At some point, you run into high functioning sociopaths. Can I say that Woody is one of them? No. Does he show traits of one? Yes. And I don't know how to. No, I don't think I need to develop that more. Woody can't make anybody happy right now, and it shows. Everybody wants him. I'm quite sure he makes somebody happy.
We all make somebody happy at the end of the day. Everybody has that somebody.
Yeah. Dave says the American shopping mall is the best invention ever. Right, Nick? I've been to 2 shopping malls during my travels here, and I don't like them.
You don't?
No.
Most of us don't like shopping malls anymore either. So
They are a bit sterile, a bit too much. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just like it's not real. But if I go to a strip mall and I go into a liquor store, I get into a discussion or a debate. Then I go to a clothing store because I want to buy like one of these. And they talk to me as a person. But in a shopping mall, they just look at you.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So, yeah, not my. Let's see. Not
They
the
want
best
you to
idea.
buy. That's the only time they'll talk to you if you're buying
Yeah.
it.
Cracker Barrel for biscuits and gravy. Okay. I wish I had more days, but I'm out of here in less than 24 hours, sadly.
Are you gonna sleep on the plane this time?
No, I can't sleep on planes.
I know you told me.
Yeah, I don't know why, but no, I can't sleep on planes. If I'm a passenger in a car, dun dun dun, I'm out like a light. But planes and trains, no. I don't know why. How was your barbecue? Oh, my barbecue at Kaiser Pineapple. Oh, Indiana, you brought it. He brought brisket, he brought ribs, and he brought cake. And holy crap, that was good. Oh, that was good.
Oh,
Seasoned barbecue. Oh, that was good. That was so good. And another one of these things I wish I had more time to visit is Kaiser and Mo in the deep end. I mean, what amazing people. And Valhalla Waits, he's also one of my moderators. He's the one we look I mean, it's uncanny how much alike we look, but we are nowhere near related. And I had so much fun. Yep, about the banner, but if my second super chat was read, it would behave. Did I miss more? Dun, dun, dun. No, look, I have this one, and this one. I only have 3, and I do believe I read them out. Dun dun dun. Okay, Martina, she was starting to get stressed out. Finally, he read it. Yeah, I'm not used to having my big streams have maybe 150 people in it. Now you've been like 700 and 800 of you.
wow.
I'm not used to it, but thank you. If I miss out on anything, just holler me. Put the big the big marks and everything. So make me do it. But I'm not used to this huge of an audience. But thank you,
Well, get used to it. It's gonna get bigger.
Thank you. Yeah, honestly, I think I deserve it because seriously, I've seen people who barely cover this trial and then they cover one part of it and they have like 5,000 people in the chat and I'm going here. I've been doing this for over a year. What am I? Shop liver?
Exactly, Nick. I feel the same way as you, Nick.
No, we will get there. It's just I'm not even at 10,000 subscribers. We will get there.
You're gonna
And
get there.
yeah, and
Mhm.
these people with hundreds and thousands
It'll happen.
of subscribers, they will get attention to us. So we will get there in the yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see
It's
here.
the quality of the work, not the quantity. It's quality. You got the quality.
I have 150 streams and videos about the Young Thug trial. I can't. I hope I have both. Dave says, "No, Cracker Barrel. Their biscuits and gravies is disgusting." I got a great breakfast spot for you tomorrow morning. Yeah, you better, Dave. You better.
Ain't no Cracker Barrel. So what time you got to get up to get the plane?
Young says, have you noticed a lack of engagement from young adults and teens mostly, more than the US and in Sweden? I mean, most of my viewers are 30 plus. I don't know how to respond to this. But I mean, if I was a teenager, I don't think I would have cared.
And the kids of Sweden have other stuff to think about.
Yeah, they do, like avoiding rocket launchers and Nick is behind. Yeah, I am. So I served Nick hot dogs 2 days in a row. We need to move on, I think. Yeah, you did. Oh, in Detroit, they got me what was it called? It was a Coney Island Detroit hot dog. And it was amazing.
Yeah, Coney's are never a bad choice.
Yeah. And they had the chili and the cheese and the mustard and the everything. Oh, it was so good. And
you're making me think about home, New York, Coney Island.
Oh, and I got to meet the police commissioner of Detroit, and that was Mr. Willie. And I got to meet briefly one of the big hotshots in. He's a reporter who did some reporting for Fox News a while back. Met him, and that is over on my road trip channel. And the reason I have a road trip channel and this channel is because the YouTube says you need to be really narrow, because if you try to put too much on, we don't promote you to anyone. So that is over at my road trip channel, which is Nick Starro Road Trip.
Okay. I'm gonna subscribe to that one.
Yeah, thank you. Dave says, I was going to take Nick to IKEA, but I thought that would just make him homesick. Yeah, sure. I spammed earlier. I don't mind people spamming if I forget things or don't read it. No worries, Miss H. Gold. Thank you so much for the support of this channel. Nick is lost this in his own chat. Yeah.
I want to say thank you to Kimberly. She just sent me a Cash App.
Yay, Kimberly! Awesome. Kimberly! We're having classic American diner that I'm going to take them to tomorrow morning for breakfast. Oh, nice. Thank you.
What time is your flight?
8:30 p.m. tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
But we do at 11 a.m. we are going to start the Yodi Aris, the final stream. And then I'm out of here. Oh, I'm going to miss this place so much. Oh, I did a pew today, Sean.
You did. I saw the pictures.
I had so much fun. But Dave's gun needs fixing.
Was it working right?
I mean,
Well, no, I thought you were gonna say it wasn't working right because you couldn't hit anything. You're like, see, it was all you need to go fix it.
No, I did hit. I mean, out of I think out of 60 rounds, I hit maybe 47 or something like
nice.
that. So whatever is coming at me, I will stop it, and that's quite good considering I haven't shot a handgun in 33 years.
It's been a while.
Yeah, but his gun needs service, and because once in a while it just did that. You shot something and then pull back, and then you could feel it didn't turn back all the way.
No, I hear you.
Andrea, mods, your hard work does not go on. Yeah, everybody say thank you to the mods. Thank you to the mods.
Thank you, mods.
Andrea, you better get some homemade buttermilk biscuits and scratch gravy. I have no idea what that is, but it sounds amazing.
Scratch gravy.
Is that when you just do the on the plate and just scratch up the leftovers?
No.
No? Okay.
No, that's where you actually you make the gravy. So it's like
okay.
you get the sausage going, and then you get it going where it's you get it going, and then you can lightly coat it with a little bit of flour. You get it going after all the grease gets going, and then you can add in a little milk, and you start adding in a little bit. You get a roux going, and that's your gravy.
Okay.
Now you sound like you know how to cook, Sean.
Well, I was gonna say, I'm a professional fat guy. I know how to make my food. But yeah, no biscuits. Like if good gravy is the gravy makes or breaks it.
Mm-hmm.
The biscuits can be fine, but like if you have very good gravy, it is absolutely amazing. And yeah, you can. Oh, the gravy is just
Now, for me, gravy is if you fry something, if it's sausages, if it's burger or meat or anything, the leftover in that cast iron frying pan, by the way. First, you pour in just water just to scrape everything off, and then you add cream and just mix it. That for me is gravy.
That could be gravy, but I found saying black pepper. I use white pepper too. White pepper gives it a different flavor.
Yeah, it does.
I have this pepper mill with 5 peppers, like black, white, purple, whatever it is, and some flakes, chili flakes. Did you have any chocolate in Blue Ridge? No, I only visited the Sasquatch Museum in Blue Ridge. That's all I did. I did learn that they have the 5th largest waterfall in Blue Ridge, but I never got there. I had to go back to where I stayed. So no, I didn't have. But I did buy the shot glass and a t-shirt and some coasters because I'm going to hand that over to the family. There will be pics of you at that museum saying they saw you. Yeah. I talked to them and some because here's the thing: Sasquatch and the Yetis and everything they start at like 8 feet tall and they get larger. But I mean, for you who don't know, I'm just under 6'4", and after a month in United States, I'm about 300 pounds. I'm still the small guy in the family. My dad is a good 2 inches taller. I have a cousin that is just under 7 feet, and then I have another cousin. He is 6 foot, but he is built like a fridge. And so, yeah, still, I'm not the largest guy in the family. So, yeah. Vikings, this is 1,000 years of Scandinavian inbreeding, and we just lost Miss Sylvia. Let's see here. That's a good discussion. From scratch, homemade gravy, black pepper. Yeah. Follow Sean for cooking tips. Yep.
Hmm.
Let's see here. Sylvia's
I
back.
keep getting kicked out.
It's not me, I promise.
Nick,
Yeah,
I can't hear you.
I'm here.
I have to come back out and come
Yep.
back in because I can't hear you.
Aw.
I
Wouldn't
can't
there
hear
have-
you.
Wou-
Okay, let me go out and come back in.
Wouldn't there have to be baby Sasquatch and female? Yeah, they have pictures and testimony about that in the. Here's the thing about the Sasquatch Museum. It was not just the touristy, kitschy things. They actually have the. They had the the former president Roosevelt wrote about the sightings in his book way back when. They also had 2 documentaries running, and all the testimonies and all the sightings of Sasquatches, Bigfoot. And they also did a documentary about how this applies to the Himalayas with the Yeti, the Russian Sasquatch, the European Sasquatch, the North American. So they did all the sciences things, and and for you who don't believe in Bigfoot, if what do you call it? If testimony is enough to put a person in jail, why is not testimony enough to prove that Sasquatch is real?
That's true.
You simply don't know. You simply don't know. Oh, is Brandy here? Oh, Brandy P. I'm getting hot. Had to turn my air on. Oh, thank you. I guess. Okay, we are 3.5 hours in. I think we got through most of the Young Thug and everything, and with that we had some fun. And keep supporting infamous Sylvia, because YouTube demonetized her for at least 90 days, so she needs the PayPals and the Cash Apps so she can keep going. And yeah, everybody, let's see here if I can send you off to someone who deserves it. Dun, dun, dun. Now, first, Sean, tell the people why they should follow you.
Hell if I know. At the end of the day, guys, join me. We talk about all kinds of things. Apparently there's the American pilot who was flying an airliner and shut the engines off in mid-flight and tried to crash the airplane a couple months ago. Giving an interview about why he did it, and I'm surprised he's admitting all this stuff because it's like not very good. But he did that. We're going to cover that probably tomorrow. We're also going to cover Robert Tellis, that guy in Las Vegas who is accused of murdering the newspaper reporter who exposed him for being corrupt, and basically how his stories sound completely insane as to why this all happened. It's almost like he took a page out of Nick Recade's book.
Hey, excited. We told everybody about your coverage about the Steve Gosney case.
Yes, and also Steve was in here. You know, good to see Steve. Looks like he's bouncing back.
Oh, I hope he does.
Mm-hmm.
I really hope he does.
Yes.
I have so much things, but I need to get back to Sweden to our protections of the freedom of the press. I know.
Also, you're hiding from service out there too.
yeah, definitely. Oh, I'm going to ruin some careers, allegedly. No, they did. I don't ruin anything. They did it to themselves. Sylvia, tell the
Yes.
folks about yourself.
Hi, guys. My name is Sylvia. Most people know me as Infamous Sylvia from my channel. And the reason why I'm called Infamous because you never know what you're going to get out of me. I'm just that type of person.
Oh.
I have war stories about covering cases. I've been arrested twice covering cases, y'all. I was covering the R. Kelly case and then Young Thug's case. Both time I've been arrested. Because I guess I do it so well that I have haters. So
That's some real haters.
yeah, real haters for real. Okay. But the first case during R. Kelly, that person lied and I got arrested. It was only 5-hour experience, but it got thrown out. I was gonna sue, but I said, you know what, it's a little bit too much for me. So that part. Now with the YSL, I got arrested because they don't want me in the courtroom. These haters. So that case is still pending. I can't talk about it, but once it's done, I will talk about it. I've been covering cases since 2019. I've done a lot of high profile cases. I did some civil cases like the Cardi B and Tasha K. I covered that case. Couple of celebrity divorces. I've done that, and now I'm on YSL. I've been on YSL since November 2022. So I've been there from the beginning, the ins and outs, when the guys used to be on the screen and not inside the courtroom. Now they're inside the courtroom and went from 28 defendants down to 6. I've seen them come in and go out, and I've been in the courtroom where they took the plea deals and when no one was in the courtroom. So I'm very, very, very much familiar with the YSL case. I have developed relationship with family members. I've had his father, Young Thug's father, as one of my first guests. Then I've had Little Rod's dad and Yak Gotti's mom. All of them I've had on my show. I just love the law. I've always wanted to be a lawyer, but didn't have the patience to. I don't like to read. So I hate to read. Unless you force me to read, then I read. Then I give up after a while. But other than that, I love covering these cases. My old life, I used to be in finance, but this is where I love being. So
yeah. All right, folks, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for allowing us to try to interpret whatever is going on for you. And yeah. I'm the Viking lawyer, the Santa Claus, or the Walmart Gandalf. And thank you all for being here. Thank you for allowing us to do this. And I will see you tomorrow morning, 11 a.m. for the Young Thug trial. Or Monday, I will be back home in Sweden covering the Young Thug trial.
That's right.
Thank you for being here, folks.
Thank you, Nick.
What?
Thank you. And don't forget, Sean, I need you.
I got it. I checked. We'll do this in a second here. Yeah. I sent the email. We'll try it again.
And everybody, hug your family. Unless your family's crap, then screw them and give your love to the people who deserve it.
Amen.
See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
All right, thank you. Good night.
So sweet.